Hey, are we live? How you doing? This is Gray from Wakizashi's Tea House over in Japan. Feeling a bit weird, feeling not so genki today, but great to see you in the chat. I can't believe it. Let me just shout out before we get started. Nosferatu is here. He's got his toilet humour on the go there. Jana Catania, Jana Jana, how you doing? You don't mind me calling you Jana, do you? Who else is here? Dempsey was here before, waffling away. Dempsey, I've got 2 words for you. Ninja Scroll. But this is not a Ninja Scroll stream. Where are we? Copa. Copa's saying that I'm an anime aficionado. I'm not, mate. I'm not. I'm a newbie. Really, I'm a newbie, even though I live in Japan. Crazy, right? Who'd have thought? I'm kind of not getting back into it, but getting into it slowly, a little bit at a time. But I do know some of the older anime movies like this, because this is going to be a stream about Wicked City. But first of all, I've got a special guest joining today. It's the first time for her to be on stream with me. She's usually very shy, but I thought, okay, let's do it. We're going to have the debut of Mrs. Wakizashi. Come on, don't be shy. Come in the picture a minute. You know, they want to see you. Yeah, you're okay. Here she comes. Anyway, forget about that. That just landed like completely flat, didn't it? Thank you. Hey, Zaxx is here too. Great to see you. Zaxx, glorious gargantuan gaijin. Yeah, with the emphasis on the gaijin. And good to see the Stream Elements bot is here and running the show for me. That's great. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about Wicked City from 1987. It's not a movie about San Francisco. It's not a movie about Salford, where I kind of grew up. It's actually, it's a movie set in Tokyo in Japan. Now, the Japanese title for this, I didn't know this, is Yōjū Toshi. How cool does that sound? Yōjū Toshi literally translates as Supernatural Beast City. I think that's where Nosferatu likes to hang out at the weekend. And it's a 1987 Japanese animated adult dark fantasy horror movie produced by Video Art and Madhouse. I like that name, Madhouse, for a Japan Home Video. Now, I'm getting this from Wiki, by the way. Thanks, Wiki. Everything that you read on Wiki is true. Just letting you know. Based on Blackguard, the first novel of the Wicked City novel series, not a manga, a novel series by Hideyuki Kikuchi. The film is a solo, I can't read or speak. The film is a solo directorial debut of Yoshiaki Kawajiri. Oh my god, come on, Gray, you can do better than that. Yoshiaki Kawajiri, okay. The reason I bring up his name is, if Dempsey's still out there, this is for you, mate. Yoshiaki Kawajiri, he's a filmmaker and he's made quite a few animated movies, including, of course, Wicked City, this one. Neo Tokyo, which was a segment in The Running Man. Not the Schwarzenegger movie, but The Running Man, I think, is an animated, 3 or 4 different stories. Demon City, Shinjuku, that Copa was talking about. And please don't poo in the chat, Copa. Well, you can if you want. Ninja Scroll, that's what I was getting to. He directed and screenwrote Ninja Scroll. So, and I must get round to that one day as well. If I do a review of that, I'm going to invite Dempsey on, because Dempsey's been dropping that in the chat. Well, he used to for a long time. Vampire Hunter D as well. So yeah, look at those. Listen, that's a great list. So let's get back to this. Where are we? The story takes place towards the end of the 20th century. Now, don't forget, this is 1987 release, but it didn't get a Western release, I think, till, was it 92? It came out a bit later. And there are different versions. There's like a censored version, of course, for the UK, because the UK, we always got completely cut to ribbons, naughty anime movies. There were 2 dub versions, and I think an American dub, and there was another dub done for that UK censored version as well. So it takes place at the end of the 20th century and explores the idea that the human world secretly coexists with the demon world. And there's a secret police force known as the Black Guard protecting this boundary. So I like the sound of that, yeah. So there's they kind of, they call it the Black World. It's another dimension, an alternate dimension. And it's filled with supernatural demons, like my dreams. It's known to very few humans, apparently, and there's been a peace treaty between the Black World and the world of humans to kind of keep it harmonious, keep a balance there, but you do get infractions from, especially from the black world sometimes. And both sides of this it says they're protected by an organisation of secret agents called the Black Guard. There we go. So that's it. Where are we? Let me get back to you guys and girls in the chat. How's it going? Remember to show Gray some love and like the stream, everyone. Lick that like button, lubricate that like button with your liquids. That'd be awesome. Thank the benevolent Gray when you get a chance. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Copa. And it's great to see you here as well. Okay, where are we? I want to share some photos. I've prepared some photos. Can you believe it? I'm not quite as prepared as Jacob, good old Jacob Ironside, who does a whole slide presentation, because I'm too lazy to do that. But I did take some screenshots. So while I'm sharing the screen, let me drop a completely unrelated clip, because I don't have any clips from Wicked City, unfortunately. But I do have some from Akira, one of my favourite ever animated movies. Love that. Fantastic. Okay, let's see. Can you still hear me? I always get scared when I share something because StreamYard likes to mess around with me. We've got Copa Catania saying that Wicked City was so good, but the next year Akira released, and it released all over the place. It certainly did. That was the post-nut clarity moment in anime, wasn't it, mate? Wasn't it? God. Do you know, I remember years ago, before I first saw Akira, I saw a documentary about it on the BBC. I think it was BBC Two. Back in the old days when the BBC used to be good. They used to make really good documentaries. They were talking about how huge it was in Japan, Akira. I think it was, at the time it came out, it made the most money, I think, of any movie, never mind just an animated movie. Now, I could be wrong there. I'm going off memory. You know me, my memory's a bit faulty. Too many drugs and drink over the years. But yeah, Akira, I remember the documentary just made me so excited to see that. When I finally saw it, yeah, mind-blowing. But unfortunately, I first saw it on TV, on the small screen, until in Manchester, where I used to live, there was a kind of local art house cinema called the Corner House. And they did a screening of it one year, so I actually got to see it on the big screen eventually, and man, it was amazing. So good. So we open here, back to Wicked City, and thanks for that, Copa, that's cool. This is Tokyo. Great shot. I love these, attention to detail in Japanese anime, and especially animated movies. You see these great shots of the city. I mean, who can forget the Akira opening, with the Third World War, the nuclear explosion over Tokyo, which results in them building a Neo Tokyo. Neo? Sounds familiar? Yeah, you're right, mate, Copa. Not to derail the stream, but Akira was hand-drawn, which is unbelievable, isn't it? Those beautiful light effects from the back of the bikes. So good. I think I'm inventing a new kind of movie review. I'm going to show photos and talk about one movie, and then I'm going to play clips from another movie. What do you reckon? Could be starting a new thing. Oh, man. Never gets old. Fantastic. Akira. Anyway, back to Wicked City. Oh, but before I do that, shout out Punk Waddle. Punk Waddle was, he commented on the Twitter post when I was sharing this at the last minute as usual. I'm terrible about promoting whatever I'm doing. It's like, oh my God, I better share this somewhere. He was saying he has seen it, so I'm curious to know what Punk Waddle thinks about it. Yeah. Now, this is 1980s, so it is a bit cheesy, and for once, I watched the English dub version. I always usually try and watch the Japanese with English subtitles when I can get them. I prefer that, prefer the original voices. And the dub version I saw was pretty good. It sounded like they had good voice actors doing it, but again, some of the translation, lost in translation, some of the English, it was a bit cheesy, and it's a very 80s style movie, so you'll see with the character design. But I tell you what, I love some of the character design in here. Let's move on. But yeah, I was talking about details. So we got Tokyo, then we get these kind of gorgeous cityscape shots of just, it looks like, you know, this is real. This is not fantasy or whatever. This is just like walking down the street in Osaka, Tokyo, Hiroshima somewhere, you'll see it. Maybe not with the 80s style cars, but you know what I mean. Beautiful. Where are we? And again, things like this detail, where we're going to, it's not a snack bar. Well, yeah, kind of a snack bar. It says coffee lounge or coffee bar. We're going inside to meet the first and the main character. But I just love all this setup. This could be taken. You could get a photo of this, you know, in any random town in Japan. Followed by this. Again, I'm kind of obsessed on details, but this is the snack experience. You know, you sat down on a small counter bar. You've got your cigarettes, your lighter, ashtray, because you can still smoke inside in Japan, in bars and restaurants and pubs usually. You've got your drink, usually whiskey on the rocks or a shochu or a mizuwari. Mizuwari is the mix of whiskey and soda water. Yeah, man, where am I? I'm going to get back to the stream. Copa's saying that I always wondered how they get the lighting like that in anime. The night light shine off the car look. Yeah, I know, man, me too. And again, this is my stream, so I kind of go all over the place, but some of these little shots where you see the cars driving or people running, the detail or the lack of detail sometimes is amazing. This movie, this design uses a lot of shadow, a lot of darkness plays a big part in it. It's so cool. It's very atmospheric. When you see some of the action scenes later on. Zaxx, you've never seen it? Okay, well, you're perfect to jump on and review it. If you want to come on later, mate, you're welcome. I'd love to hear your thoughts after not seeing it. Now, where were we? Let's get to... Well, hey, so I still haven't seen the main character. This is not the main character yet, okay? This is someone he's been he's dating a co-worker or a woman, and he's just he's out in a bar with her. Now the main character is called Renzaburo Taki, so just call him Taki. So you got Taki. It says, this is from Wiki again, he's a salaryman for an electronics company by daytime, and he's a blackguard when needed at night or whenever. This is direct from Wiki. Listen to this. It says he has casual sex with Kanako, a young woman who he has been meeting at the local bar for 3 months. So he's gone to the bar with her. He's trying to get in her pants. It's not been working so far. Where are we? Taki, Kanako. But what you don't see is that while Kanako's in the toilet, you know, washing her hands or whatever, she gets replaced by something which comes into it in a little bit later. And as this character, you think it's her, she's walking out, you see on the floor, the bathroom, you just see a hand and some blood. So it's like, uh-oh, something's happened. Here we go, here he is, Taki. Now, look at this look here. This is such a kind of typical 1980s, mid-1980s Japanese anime look for the guy. He's cool, isn't he? I was getting a little bit of Golgo 13, which is basically the Japanese James Bond. Get a little bit of those vibes, but not as stylized. I'm actually supping on an energy drink. It's a Japanese energy drink because I was flagging a bit after lunch. Nosferatu will be telling me off in the chat because he's like, Gray, you got to be careful with those energy drinks, mate. You're not a young man anymore. But I need energy, mate. I need it. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm distracted. Look at this. The design of Kanako, the female character. I think it's so cool. You've got the kind of big eyes, which you can't see. She's got them closed, but they're the big... oh my god, what do you call it? Eyelashes, the long nose, small mouth, big head of hair. She takes him back to her apartment, and he's like, oh, okay. You know, he's had 3 months of this and nothing. He's been getting nowhere, and then suddenly, she's like, pops into a bedroom. He walks in, and she's like this. Like, okay, cool. Looks like I'm in. Things are going very well. This is what do you call it? Well, I watched the uncensored version, so it is quite, not gratuitous, but you do get quite a few sex scenes. There's nudity, of course. Well, it is gratuitous, isn't it? But hey, who cares about that? Not me. But just closely look here. Look at her hand on the back of his neck. Oh my God, what's happening there? She's got a freaky hand. Wait a minute. It wasn't like that a minute ago. Something's happening. She's transforming into what? And before I show you the next photo, I've got to warn you, this freaked me out. It's not bad on the photo. Don't worry, it's not too scary. But when you see the way they animate the character, the way she or it, the way it moves, it's really freaky. Especially if you're arachnophobic. Oh my goodness, here we go. That beautiful woman is transforming into a spider demon. There she is, look at that. As I say, you haven't really captured it with the screenshot, but the way she walks, like, oh man, it's so freaky. And I have a problem with spiders anyway, the best of times. Especially beautiful naked women who transform into spiders in the middle of, copulation. Ladies, so cool. And again, the little details that you don't quite see, but there's, I think there's a doll, like a, what do you call it, a soft toy or a doll on the floor. You can just see there, and one of her like talons, her arms, like just steps on it and it cracks and breaks. It's a great little attention to detail, little creepy scene. Poor Taki, what's he gonna do? First of all, he strikes a manly pose. He looks really cool. You get the hair kind of ruffling in the breeze. I don't know why there's wind inside the bedroom. Hey, maybe the apartment window's open. Well, it must be. And she lives on the top floor, by the way. What does he do? He gets attacked. And then we get the awesome title. Again, Wicked City. So, what's it called? Yōjū Toshi? Forgetting the name. Let me just quickly check. In Japanese, that translates as Yōjū Toshi. Toshi is city, so Yōjū must be like some kind of demon or supernatural beast. Okay, back to StreamYard. Where are we? Back to you guys and girls. Oh my God, thank you. Hey, how you doing? Positive Fandom drops a 99 super sticker. Let me see what it is. I'll go into them. Oh my God, it's a diamond. Beautiful. How are you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. Have you seen this? Or have you seen Wicked City? It's awesome. I mean, it's cheesy. It's a bit hammy. It hasn't aged that well. Okay, Punk Waddle's saying it is a good flick, so you enjoyed it, yeah. And Nosferatu likes the animation style. Yeah, me too. It is very stylish. Not the whole time, but sometimes they, as I say earlier, they do some great work with shadows and darkness and, yeah, colours as well, like limited colours, a limited colour palette. Where are we? Ooh, was there a Ninja Scroll game? No way. Punk Waddle and Copa and Nos were talking about Ninja Scroll. There was a side scroller released. Cool, that sounds awesome. I've got to review Ninja strolling through the city like a ninja. Ninja Scroll one day. Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Scroll. Oh, awesome. Jaina, she is hot, isn't she? Yes. Until she turned into a huge spider demon. And I tell you, I had to be careful with the photos I took. There's a little bit of a brief glimpse of nudity in some of the photos, but I've been careful. But later on, when she makes a reappearance, oh my God, it will give you nightmares if I showed the photos, because I can probably explain it. You can imagine she's very sexy. She's got a lovely pair of breasts, but down below, there's a gaping mouth with teeth. How effed up is that? What is it with the Japanese? Sometimes they're crazy, worse than Lovecraftian horror imaginations. A vagina with teeth. Holy shit. That is nightmare fuel indeed. Punk Waddle, you're right there. Hey Dwayne, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. I hope you found some good comics to read. Oh man. Right, let's get back to the photos. So we go back to Taki, and he's gone to see his boss. This is his boss, really typical, again, 80s style Japanese businessman, older man. You can tell he's the boss, can't you? But don't you love that little effect with the blinds where we're looking in from outside and the blinds are kind of blurry? The way it kind of, it breaks up the frame. It's cool. And again, the nice use of shadow on the character, on the boss. And this proves it's from the 80s, doesn't it? It could be the 70s or the 80s, excuse me. So there's quite a big focus on smoking in this. You know, you see Taki, the main character, coolly pull out a cigarette, lights it with his Zippo, and you know, they don't pull away, they don't like censor it out. It's cool. Not that I'm condoning smoking or anything, but I am partial to one when I get particularly drunk, I will say that. I've supposedly been quit for years, but anyway. Here we go. Again, this is very simple, isn't it? It's a simple scene, but I want to show the kind of colour, the style there. Lovely limited palette, nice use of the shade and shadow. You get bits of red, blue and purple. And again, look at this, guys and ladies. Look at this, man. I love this. There's a great scene of him running. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but he's gone down to an airport. He's going to meet somebody important who's coming. The basic story is they're going to have a signing of a new treaty, you know, to keep the peace between the demon world and the human world. And he's gone down to the airport to pick this person up. Apparently he's supposed to meet a partner there. He's getting a new partner. And the catch is this partner is going to be coming from the dark world, from the black world. She, because of course it has to be a she's actually a demon. So we don't see her yet, but look at this. Look at this running pose. It's great when you see it animated. He gets down to the airport. He's gone to meet the guy, and he gets attacked. Gets attacked by, I can't remember, it's two or three look like ordinary people, look like humans, but they're not, of course. They are. You know, they're from the demon world. How creepy does that guy look behind? I made a comment on Punk Model was saying like, yeah, I've seen this, Gray. So I posted this photo in a reply saying, is that you behind me, or is that me behind you, like creeping up? It's probably me, isn't it? You know, put glasses on and try and go a bit turning Japanesey, maybe. But again, the nice limited use of colours. It's effective, isn't it? I don't know, guys. What do you think of the blue face? Do you like it? So a big battle breaks out here, and for some reason they're on the runway. There's a scene where he's running, he's being chased, and there's a plane like right next to him. Taki, he nearly gets, run down by a big plane on the runway. And one of the guys here transforms into some kind of freaky, weird, Lovecraftian style demon. Head separates, and it's got like not legs, but what would you call them? Weird feelers, tentacles. Oh my god, how far are we into the stream? And Gray said, tentacles! I did it. Yeah, popping out there. What surprised me though is, Nosferatu mentioned it earlier, it's not as wild, it's not as dark, it's not as gruesome or as hentai as Legend of the Overfiend, which has a fantastic title, and it's the title that I can almost pronounce, but even me, who can speak Japanese fairly well, I struggle to pronounce it. Is it I can't do it. Urutsukudoji. Something like that. Urutsukudoji, Legend of the Overfiend. If you ever get a chance to see that, wow. Do it. So yeah, not as horrific as that movie. And look at this. Again, we got this gorgeous style. This reminds me a bit of, what was that one? Is it the Galaxy Train? 2099 or something. And I think Daft Punk, if you remember the band, the French DJ band Daft Punk, used the animator, not this particular one, but the animator famous for this style. They use them in one of their videos. Yeah, so cool. I'm going to get back to the chat. Maybe you guys can help me out because I'm all over the place. Hey Courtney, how you doing? Why is my comment stuck at the bottom? I don't know. What's going on there? Hi everyone, good to see you. Oh, that's it, thanks. Or positive fandom, you got it. Yeah, that's it, Galaxy Express. It reminds me of that, this style. What do you think? Where's the comment? Let me highlight it. Yeah, it's a great movie. I need to go back and rewatch that, and that's another good one to do a review of. Definitely. One more time, Punk Model, you're right. It's not actually for that video, I don't think. Or is it? But one of their videos, yeah, they got the animator to do it. But again, I'm all over the place, aren't I, guys? That's why you come here, isn't it? You come here for the the wakizashi waffles. If you remember, drop a waffle in the chat for Gray, because he's going for it. There we go. I've done it for you. Okay. And again, we get another scene of them. So they've had the fight. His partner has come to help. Take out these weird salaryman businessmen demons, who she helps to defeat them. Because Taki, by the way, I've not mentioned this yet. I didn't get a good photo. Taki's got an amazing gun. He's got almost Blade Runner, bigger than a Blade Runner style pistol. It's fantastic. When he shoots it tends, it's some kind of magical gun. It's been adapted or whatever, but it takes these crazy demons out. It blows huge holes in them. It's awesome. Sometimes it works though, sometimes it doesn't. It's not that reliable. So let me get the name of his partner, the sexy lady who was there to help him out. Where are we? Makie, that's right, she's called Makie. It describes her on Wiki as a beautiful fashion model called Makie. So yeah, Taki's gone down to the airport to pick up this guy who's called Mayart, and I'll get onto him later. He's a fantastic character, Giuseppe Maillard. Taki gets attacked by the two radicals at the runway, but he's saved by his partner. Now this is back in 87, and we had a strong female character helping out the male character. What a surprise. A bit like, Aliens and Alien and Terminator 2. But anyway, don't let me get distracted again. Where are we? That's it. So we've got Taki, the guy, Makie, the woman, and they're going to go and meet Maillard. It's hard to keep track of all these names, isn't it? It really is. Okay, thanks. That's awesome. The song is Something About Us, I think. Something about you, something about us. That's from Positive Fandom. Thank you very much. And by the way, while she's here, and while everyone's here, do check out her channel. She does really good live streams, coverage of the kind of pop culture we talk about. Oh, wait a minute, something's going on. Yō-Barmi's in the house. Yō-Barmi's here, and he's gifting Wakizashi Tea House memberships. Mate, thank you so much. Yeah, mate, what do you like? Your generosity knows no bounds. I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Where are we? It doesn't let me highlight them on StreamYard. Let me see if I've got a comment from Yō-Barmi. Okay, so thanks to Yō-Barmi, Jaina became a member of the Wakizashi Dojo. That's awesome. Also, Copa Catania became a member too. I'm really sorry, mate, for singing that. I don't mean to offend you, unless you really like the song. Who could beat a bit of Barry Manilow? That is awesome. Yō-Barmi, you star. Where are we? Now you remember, guys, please use those waffles in the emojis, the stickers, or the samurai stickers. Yō-Barmi. Arigato. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. I'm allowed to do that, by the way. Don't cancel me. I'm allowed to do the Japanese accent because I live in Japan. Don't abuse my Yojimbo. Copa, what are you doing? Oh my god. I can't keep with everybody. This is amazing. We've got some new people here as well. Hey Vex, it was good to see you on Zaxx's stream the other night, I should say. How are you doing? Thanks so much for popping in. Really appreciate it. And again, arigato to Yō-Barmi. Boom. Anybody out there started singing Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto? It's probably before your time, isn't it? Because I always forget how old I am. Positive Fandom is saying that Daft Punk, also their songs Face to Face and Veridis Quo, they have similar animation. And thank you for the shout out. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's great to see you here. It's been a while, hasn't it? I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. Oh. I think the energy drink's kicking in, don't you? Ladies and gentlemen, Grey's all over the place. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you, Vex. Yeah. Have you seen this movie, by the way? Wicked City. It's completely bonkers. A bit cheesy, a bit naughty, a bit over the top. Doesn't hold back on the, typical Japanese style naughty. It's not really hentai. It's got a bit of hentai in it, but the sex scenes, the nudity is a bit over the top, but it is part of the plot, if that makes sense. It's not just gratuitous nudity for nudity's sake. What a shame. Yeah, it's all coming out now. The real grey's coming out. No, not in that way. I know, I am not. I'm turning into a liquid crack addict. I need something because that shochu last night, mate. Talking my time, yeah. So Friday night for me was a fantastic night of hitting the shochu on the rocks and watching. I started watching a Netflix series, a Japanese series called First Love. This is confession time from Grey, yeah. First Love. I know it sounds gay. I'm a sentimental old fool. I really am. But it's actually really good. It's like it's a slice of life drama, and it's like in 2 time periods. It's showing high school students who meet, and fall in love, and then it's like catching up with what became of them later on, like 20 years later or whatever it is. I'm only 2.5 episodes in, and mate, I'm totally in. I'm sold on it. I'm sold. Give it a try. Don't let the title put you off. First Love. There's only about 7 or 8 episodes, I think, but they are quite long. They're 50 minutes each, the episodes. But it's good. It's got some great dancing in it. One of the characters in there is like this weird, this like incredible dancer, and she kind of films herself dancing in like weird places in the city. Good music and good characters. Can you believe it? Relatable, realistic characters. Anyway, back to the Wicked City. Bundle of sticks. I am, mate, I am. Okay, there we go. Now, check this out. I'm going to introduce the character they've gone to pick up at the airport. He's the important person for either re-signing or, doing the peace treaty to keep it going. Look at him. He looks like... What does he look like? He's like a cross between Yoda and a really old kind of creepy vampire. The thing is, I think he's meant to be... He's not meant to be Japanese because his name is Giuseppe. I think he's meant to be Italian, but he looks like... what would you call it? What would you describe it? When you actually meet him, let me get the proper photo up, because this is a little bit exaggerated. He looks like Count Yoda Dracula there, but here we go. This is what he's like. He's like the typical creepy, goblin-looking old pervert, the old hentai guy. It's basically me. It's me in, 50 years if I'm still alive, or maybe 30. He's meant to be around 200 years old for some reason. He's got powers, but you're not sure what. But all he cares about is trying to get into Makie's pants right from the start. Poor Makie. She's the partner, yeah. And Taki's driving, he's like, he can't do anything, he's driving. What are you doing back there? It's so, isn't it? It's so Japanese. Let me try and find the quick description off Wiki, because I think they put it pretty well. Where are we? This is it. So Taki, the driver, he's assigned to protect Giuseppe Maillart, a comical and perverted 200-year-old mystic who is a signatory for a ratified treaty between the human world and the black world, and a big target for the radicals, which are the demons. So Taki has got to protect him, and Makie as well, the partner, she's going to help. But it's classic. It's classic. Yeah, exactly, Vex. The old hentai guy. It's basically me. I say, give me 20 years. Where are we? So they take him to a hotel. Had to capture this one. This is it. All he wants to do is go to Soapland. He's like, will you take me to Soapland? And Soapland is Japanese English for massage places, if you know what I mean. Those special happy ending massages. Soapland, he wants to go, but they won't let him because they've got to keep him safe. They've taken him to this hotel where there's nobody else there apart from them. It's supposed to be psychically blocked, there's kind of defences, magical defences to this hotel. And the first thing he does when he gets in the hotel bedroom is, for some reason, he's got all these porn magazines. Fantastic. Then, check this out. What a great image. Despite the psychical defences, of course, they get breached and they get attacked by agents from the other world, these demonic agents who disguise themselves as humans, of course. But there's a great scene here where this one, he comes charging through the hotel bedroom door, like crashing in. He's lethal as well. He's hard to fight. He drops his shades. He kind of stands on them with disdain as well, and he's straight after Makie. The old perverted guy, he goes to hide in the toilet, or well, she tells him to go, get in the toilet, I'll protect you. But this guy, whoever he is, he's too powerful for her, and he grabs Makie, and he's, let's just say he's very hands-on with her. So, what happens next? Taki, who was downstairs at the time during the attack and kind of got half knocked out, he comes up to the hotel room. He helps Makie. They get rid of that creepy guy who's attacking her, and they go into the bathroom to get the guy they're protecting, the old man, the old goblin. What should I call him? My art's a weird name. I might just call him the Hentai Yoda. So Hentai Yoda has escaped from the bathroom. They go into the bathroom and it's empty. The window's open. He's gone, and guess where he's gone? Straight down to Soapland. I love this. This is a great shot in the movie of like the different adult clubs signs all mixed together. If you can read it, it's like katakana. It says Soapurando, so Soapland. As I say, it's Japanese English made up for those kind of clubs, you know what I mean? The special massage parlours. This actually sent me on a bit of a deep dive, and I was looking into, when I checked this out on Wikipedia, I was by chance, what was I looking at? It got me onto like the prostitution laws in Japan, which I had no idea about. Really, I mean it. I've no idea about. And it's very interesting, like how they kind of changed in the 50s. They've made it very strict, but there's kind of a loophole where, that allows these places to exist. I think you're not allowed to pay for sexual intercourse with somebody you don't know. That's how the law kind of works. So there's a way of doing it where if it's a massage place, they deem that you get familiar with the person, you have a massage before anything happens. It's so dodgy, isn't it? But this is how they get around it. And they allow things to kind of happen there. But I don't know if it's full on, prostitution. I think it might be limited to, sorry about this, by the way, I don't know where this came from, limited to oral in hand, but no actual penetration. And again, this deep dive sent me, it taught me something about thighs and thigh sex, which I've never even heard of. I'm so innocent, you see, Gray. No idea. So they can get away with doing that as well, Anyway, getting distracted. Noinrad, how you doing? Somebody get me back to Wicked City, for God's sake. Praise God for it. Good to see you, man. I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. The stream just got spicy. I know, Jaina. It's me, the old perv. I am that guy. Where is he? I am the old goblin, Hentai Yoda. So, that was a bit of a, a tangent, wasn't it? Oh, Jesus. I'll risk this for a second. Poor old Makie, she gets attacked by a kind of serpent demon, and she gets taken away. There we go. Now, I'm not going to spoil the whole movie because I'm not really spoiling it, is it? But I won't talk about the ending, but I'm kind of skipped quite a lot. I'm just getting to showing you some of the scenes that I liked. And what happens is they rescue the old Hentai Yoda guy. They get him, and they're driving off somewhere, and then the car gets attacked. And that was when poor old Makie gets taken by that demon. So Taki is given a choice. Our super spy, our cool character, he's given a choice: stay with the dodgy Hentai Yoda, or go to save poor Makie, who's being sexually tortured in this dodgy building, like far out of town. So what does Taki do? Does he obey his boss and stay to look after the dodgy Yoda? No, he goes after Makie because I think he might be falling for her. What are the chances, eh? What are the chances the human agent falling for the sexy demon agent? So when he arrives there in this building, we meet these two people. The guy in the stripy suit with the scars over his eye, he's the big bad, he's the big boss, he's the bad guy. But he has connections with Makie, who he's now torturing, to lure Taki in. They've got a past, got history, and he brings this woman in. She's of course a demon to tempt Taki. Don't worry about Makie. She's disobeyed our laws or whatever. She's been punished, rightfully so. That's what he's saying. So he brings this woman in to offer her to Taki instead. But you know what's going to happen, and Jesus, I don't even know if I can describe it. She seduces, or she tries to seduce Taki, takes off her dress, reveals herself, and then this like hole opens in her stomach, while like her midriff, shaped like this. You're just like, oh my god, not subtle at all. And she's trying to lure him inside. It's just insane, isn't it? This movie just went completely. I'd actually forgotten the second half for some reason. Maybe I didn't quite get this far. The first time I watched it, I wonder why. No, I'm joking. I'd forgotten how it ended up and how it went on. So yeah, Taki getting tempted, but what do you reckon? Can he resist? Look at this. Again, I wanted to focus on the art here. Look at this. It's a great little clip, great scene. There's a weird white line. Can you see on her nose? What it actually is there's an image kind of rotating there. I couldn't catch it well. She's trying to hypnotize him, basically. There's this weird spinning. It's her earring. That's it. The earring is like reflected, and it's showing. For some reason, it's showing it in front of her face. It's spinning round and round, trying to hypnotize Taki. But yeah, it seems to be working. Man, but yeah, beautiful art. I love it. Very 80s. Do you get kind of Duran Duran album cover art vibes from this? A little bit. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let me get back to you guys in the chat. Oh my god, it's Nerdporeal here, and I missed him. Hey, how are you doing, Nerdporeal? Great to see you. Okay, let me check some of the comments here from Copa. I think this stream could do with more oral talk, Zaxx. What do you reckon? I always kind of get embarrassed as well. I'm a good boy, really. I'm from the UK. I'm a repressed, stiff upper-lipped old expat from the UK who's maybe feeling a bit lonely. That's what it could be. Why does Gray know the ins and outs, with emphasis on the ins and outs of Japanese prostitution laws? I tell you, Copa, I'm innocent, mate. I'm innocent. Put up Wicked City on Wikipedia, and then that sent me to where are we? The guy who directed it, Yoshiaki Kawajiri. I think it was there. Oh no, it wasn't there. Wait a minute. Casual sex. There's a link here. There's a link on one of these pages. It sent me to that. So I was like, okay, what's this all about? And then I went on a deep dive for Japanese prostitution laws. Jana, handy, very handy. Okay, we've got a question from Copa Catania. Here we go. What if the prostitute gets her hand stuck in a dryer and you're helping her and it just slips in? Illegal in Japan? It seems really weird. It seems to be whether you know the person or not. How you can establish that, I don't know. They've got this big thing about you can't do it with a stranger and pay for it as well. But you can pay for a massage. Weird. So yeah, good question, Copa. You're right. Yeah, it was a good question. That's right. Have you become a member again? Oh, Nerdporeal, you star. The Nerdporeal Lifeform have gifted another Wakizashi Tea House membership. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Very generous of you. Nosferatu, you can't stay away, can you? And by the way, Nos has been kind of having a go at me. He's like, Gray, you've not put my name on the thank you members thing, the clip at the end that I play at the end of my streams, which no one ever sees anyway. The end of my videos. I will do it, mate. I will do it. I must get you on there. Just another red shirt. Greetings. Good to see you. Have you seen Wicked City? That's what I'm kind of talking about here. I'm doing a typical Gray Wakizashi waffle stream. Half a review, half a telling you about Japan and the sex laws in Japan for some reason. Great to see you. So for the gifted memberships from Yorobami and Nerdporeal, again, Hontoni arigato. Thank you so much. Let me drop a clip. I don't have a Wicked City clip, unfortunately, but I do have one more Akira clip. How about this one? Mamma mia, that hand-drawn detail is so good. Look at this. This is the big bad guy. He goes kind of weird. He starts turning into what appears to be a stone golem or something. A golem. Is it golem? Not golem. Golem or... And then he gets like spikes projecting out of his elbows. It's really weird. It's so, bizarrely inventive. So Japanese again. Attacking Taki and Makie. And after that we get this very ordinary looking shot which doesn't come out well, but some of the shots of the cars just driving through the, on the highways, through the cities, when it's moving, it's very simple, but it's so effective. It's really, really good. And this scene, surprisingly, this is quite near the end, and it's a really long scene where they just show the car. It's like filmed from behind. I don't know if they've drawn over, real life, like live action. What do you think? But it's so well animated. It really, really is good. And there he is. There is the hentai Yoda, the goblin in the back seat, the man who's the most important thing for the peace treaty. And Maki has changed into this gorgeous gown because, of course, she lost her clothes when she was being tortured back at the the big bad boss's place. And Taki, he gives her his jacket to hide her, was it cover up her modesty, as you say. And then there's like a cutscene, and suddenly it shows a store window, just a random store window in a quiet street, and it's been broken, and you see Maki like just walking out with this gorgeous, 80s style dress on, pearls as well, matching pearls, and a nice brooch. It's so weird. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about this scene as well. They're driving, you think they're away. They've got away from the big bad guy's hideout. You're not sure if he's been defeated or not, by the way. It's kind of left unclear. Probably not. They always come back, don't they? And they're driving through a tunnel, and then this happens. The car gets caught in a huge spider's web in the middle of this tunnel. It's such a great scene, and it's freaky. I wanted to take more clips and shots of this, but I had to be careful because of the, YouTube standards and all that. But I did manage to get a shot of, guess who this is? Yes, it's the spider demon. She's come back for her revenge. She wasn't destroyed in the beginning. There she is. Look at this. Freaky, freaky scene. I'll tell you what, I wish I had those shoulders. They're a bit like Zaxx's shoulders. Shout out to Zaxx's shoulders, by the way. Cheers. If ever I have any problems with a live stream, I know I can rely on Zaxx to carry the stream with his shoulders alone. Fantastic. I just love this. So cool. It's kind of alluring. It's kind of sexy, but also disturbing. And I kind of like that. Does that make me wrong? Does that make me a bad person? Make the poll. And again, oh, that's it. I finally got a shot of his gun. Check out Taki's gun here. Again, this is a bit of a random right near the end scene. I love this. They're in a church, of course, as you can tell, but look at his gun. Not quite as cool as the Blade Runner pistol, but it's getting there. And I want to show one of the tentacle scenes. Freaky, eh? And one of the big bad monsters. Look at that. What the hell is it? To say, it doesn't get too grotesque. It's not too horrific. I wouldn't even say it's a strong horror. Oh my god, I can hear a siren in the background. Hope it's not a fire. A typical horror animation. It's more like a dark fantasy thriller. Almost like a spy story with action and a little bit of horror and quite a lot of sex and nudity. Can't go wrong with that. And then the last one here, the last scene I wanted to show you, just the closing credits. But just before credits start rolling, you see this great shot of Taki. Look at him there. I love the use of the limited colour palette again, the reds and the angle. Gorgeous angle. You've got his cufflinks, his shirt sleeve just sticking out right there. His hand, he's holding the gun. You can't quite see it. So cool. Can you guys hear that in the background, by the way, the siren? I hope it's not coming through. Joe Dredd in the house. How you doing? You are the law. Joseph, what did you think of his gun? Oh, hang on a sec. Can you hear it now? Can't. It's kind of creepy. Let me drop a quick clip while I go and shut the window. It's slightly open. This clip, I owe everything to Zaxx, this clip. Zaxx, one of my favourite clips from last week's Punisher Warzone stream. Windows closed. Okay, that's better. Actually, the siren stopped now, so thank goodness for that. So there we go. Stop sharing. Hey, it's me. Remember me? I don't know why I put headphones in. Looks like a 38. Yeah, a modified 38. It's got a weird kind of add-on onto the barrel, and it fires these crazy, I don't know whether bullets or what. You see him loading it at one point, so it looks like regular bullets, but they take out these demons, like leave huge holes in them. It kind of blasts out this white vapor as well. It's very strange. Cheers, Gray, says Zaxx. Did I miss Jacob as well? Jacob, how you doing, mate? I was talking about you before. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're Genki. Talking about you in a positive way. I was saying how I respect the dedication you put to your live streams by making and preparing all the slides. Unlike Gray, who just screen caps a few shots from the movie. Ah, man. Nerdporeal says he's walking in Chicago now. Sirens here are a constant on a Friday night. Oh my goodness. Really? Excuse me. Try not to burp. It's the excuse me. Energy drink is kicking in big time. That's great. Okay, let's make sure I not miss anything. No, that's good. Quick scroll up and down the chat. Wow, I still can't believe there's so many of you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this crazy Wicked City journey. Now I know why you're really here. You're here for the Japanese porn laws, aren't you? The prostitution laws. Wow, I can't even remember how I found it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that was it. That was Wicked City. What would I give it out of 10? It's hard to say. I'm not saying it's a fantastic movie. It's no Akira. It's no Ghost in the Shell. But it is good. It's worth a look. It's a bit cheesy. It's a bit hammy. It's 80s style Japanese anime. The English dub's quite funny at times. The hentai scenes with the old Yoda guy are just weird, just bizarre, and strangely alluring as well. Strangely titillating. Emphasis on the tits. Okay, Joseph, one of my friends rented this movie in the 90s. I didn't sleep for a week. There are some bizarre scenes in there, aren't there? As I was saying, it's not, I wouldn't call it out and out horror. There are some horror moments in there, but they're just weird. It's weird horror, it's like freaky scenes that you're just thinking like, Jesus, sticky to your head afterwards. Oh my goodness. Hey, says Nerdporeal, 2 MVP-ness in the chat. Where's my hand job? I tell you, Max, if you ever come over, we'll have to go down to the local soapland. Not that I've been myself, not that I know where it is, and see if we can find out what the happy ending's all about with their massages. How about that? Does that sound good? I'm allowed to talk a bit naughty, aren't I? Because it's late. It's late where you guys are in the States, even though it's 2 p.m. here in Japan. 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. It's sunny. It's looking good after the typhoon that didn't hit us too hard yesterday. We had a typhoon passing through. It hit parts of Kanto, the area, quite hard, though. There was, a lot of flooding, cars blown over and stuff like that. How crazy is that? Unusual for this time of year as well. A little bit early. Adega Outlaw, good to see you. Same to you, mate. Peace. Nosferatu, is that true? With the 20 watching? Smash that like button. That's amazing. That's cool. So, there's 2 things I can do now. I can either wrap things up. Guys, it's 50 minutes. It's been a good chat. Or I can drop the link if you want to jump in for a quick chat before we finish. It's up to you. Shall I make a poll? Let's see how we do this. How do we make the poll, Nosferatu? You seem to be the expert on that. Start a poll. There we go. He's done it. Gray's tried to make a poll. Let's see if it works. The question is, do I end the stream now or do I keep going? You vote it. You decide if Robin lives or dies. You got to do an old-fashioned telephone call to decide, and each call will cost you precisely 5,000 yen per minute. Does that sound good? I did it, Nos. I made the poll. Let's see if it's working, because it doesn't show up on StreamYard. We're getting quite a few votes. It's looking good at the moment. It's 90% no. Don't do it, Gray. Really? Are you sure? 9% no. I don't know how this works. I just looking. It's so weird the delay between the chat comments on YouTube page and the chat comments on here. I remember that, Jason Todpole. Yes. Joseph Dredd, me too. I was buying Batman when it was coming out. Death in the Family. Yeah, it was a classic one. I didn't phone because I was in the UK and my mum and dad were too stingy to let me phone the USA. I'm not sure how I would have voted because I quite liked him. I quite liked Jason, so I probably would have voted no, don't kill him. Sorry, Punk Waddle, it did kind of get dark, didn't it? Dark City or Wicked City? Wakizashi lives for now. Yeah, the poll's saying no, 94%. That's cool. How do I make it bigger? Ladies. That's brilliant. 18 votes. Thank you for voting. Oh, a couple of people voted yes. I know. There's only enough grey that you can take. Oh, there's only so much grey you can take, right? Oh, dear. There we go. I know it's always taking a risk, and there's no pressure to come on, but I'll drop the link in the chat because we're near the end anyway. Here we go. You're welcome to join. You're very welcome. The one vote no must be put to death. I don't know if it was one person or two, your Barmy. Oh, it just suddenly got dark in here as well. So let me put my headphones in case somebody jumps in. So you can talk about anything, by the way, not just Wicked City. Talk about, there's this another siren, it's going for it, it's rare over here on a Saturday afternoon. What else did I want to do? I wanted to see if I had another clip. I don't have any more anime clips. Where are we? Animated. There we go. I want to get short clips from movies. This one, I want to upload. Where are we? Do I have access to... No, it's not here. Okay, it must be under this file. I want to find the anime vids. The question is, do I show you the uncensored one or the censored one? I can't take the risk. I can't risk the uncensored one. YouTube will kill me. And so will the chat. Shieldwall's asking, is there a tsunami? No, thank goodness. There isn't. Okay, we've got a guest, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. We've got somebody walking through the streets. I wandered lonely streets, way down where the old Thames did roll. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm great, mate. I'm Genki. Great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Just it's Friday night here. I think it's midnight, so it's going on a nice brisk walk right now.
Good for you. You like your midnight walks, don't you, Nerdporeal?
Yeah. It's actually pretty quiet around here. So, I mean, there's some crazy drivers like right now, but
just as you said that, yeah. Someone was driving past. Don't worry about it, man. It's good.
Now, if I travel a little bit further east and a little bit further south, then things might get a little rough.
Nosferatu saying Godporeal is prowling the dark streets looking to fight crime. Yes.
I have encountered characters over the course of my my walks, so yeah, not wrong. But sometimes I feel like I own the place because I'm like one of the only people walking. Like I have this whole place to myself.
You just remind me to play a quick clip, Nerdporeal. You just said the magic word. You're the only one walking, yeah? So I've got to play this.
They gotta have some kind of middleman. And that's where old Daniel comes in, you know what I mean? Hey! I'm walking here! Up yours, you son of a bitch! You don't talk me that way! Get out of here!
Fantastic.
Yep. I saw that movie because of you. Finally got around to watching it.
We reviewed it together, didn't we? With Salty, I think, as well. You enjoyed it, didn't you, Nerdporeal?
I did. It was different. I mean, I tried to watch it when I was a kid. I couldn't get into it. But then now, it's actually pretty good compared to modern entertainment.
Oh, yeah. I was a big fan of that when I was an impressionable teenager. Really into it. I like the music. I like the 60s setting. I like the whole style. And it's a really moving movie about, two men who are friends, not gay.
Yeah. Well, Dustin Hoffman was. His character was, I think.
Oh, was he? Was he meant to be? I wasn't ever sure. I thought it was kind of...
Yeah, Ratso? Yeah, I think so.
Ratso. Don't call me Ratso.
Exactly. But you know what I finished yesterday? I finished the Dragon Reborn.
Oh, you finished it, mate! I'm still struggling through it. Not struggling. I'm still halfway through. Forever stuck there.
The ending is insane. Like the ending felt like Star Wars a little bit. Like there's a sword fight. You know, it's like a lightsaber fight almost.
Yeah.
And our hero is kind of meets his match, and we find out some interesting things about who's taking power throughout the kingdoms. And I won't go any further than that, but it gets good. It gets really good at the end. I'm actually want to read the fourth book now.
Okay, nice one. Yeah, I've heard that like 2, 3, and 4 are a lot of people's favorites. Second, third, and fourth books.
Yeah, the fourth, fifth, and sixth books are like 1,000 pages each.
Oh my goodness!
And it like the world building goes nuts after book 4. That's why the later books is why there's a 14. That's why it's 14 books.
14, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nerdporeal Jacob Ironside is saying that he's just finished Dragon Reborn 2 as well.
Yeah, he's on this journey along with myself. So.
Oh, nice one.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking about it on Sunday. So yeah, it was a shameless plug after all.
Shameless plug. That's all right. No, it's good.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the last 12 chapters of that book. So, the one of the characters, Matt, his stuff gets so good in this book.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm into it, he's the one I've been enjoying the most, Nerdporeal, in the book. He's been really good. Yeah, the best character, I think.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
From what I've read so far. So, by the way, have you seen this movie? I'm sure you would have seen Wicked City. Yeah,
I have not actually. Ooh. I tried to watch a little bit of it earlier today, but the only thing that was available was the dub. And the dub, in my opinion, is atrocious. Yeah, I would rather watch the subtitle with Japanese.
Me too. I tried to find it, but I couldn't get it. I was being a bit too stingy as well. I could have paid for it, but I had to watch the dub, shall we say.
So it looks like it's part horror, part thriller because of... I'm assuming there's demons in this?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Is there tentacles in this? Yeah.
Not too much though. Nothing like Legend of the Overfiend, which is the ultimate. That's the king of tentacle born.
Yeah. How long was it? Was it like an hour, 2 hours, hour and a half?
It's about an hour 20, I think. Yeah, 82 minutes.
Okay, because I don't know if this is considered a film or an OVA, because God bless Japan and the OVAs of the 80s. All that direct-to-video animations that they came out with. Most of it porn.
It says it's classified as an OVA, but it was released theatrically in Japan, only in Japan in 87. So I don't know what that means, if that makes a difference. It was meant to be shorter, Nerdporeal, originally. They were only going to make like 60 minutes, but they liked it so much they asked him to extend it, make it longer. So it became 82 minutes.
Yeah, so the OVA is basically, it stands for original video animation, and it comes out on video. It like comes directly out to on videotape. So if it came out in the theater too, interesting. Usually films are the ones that come out in theaters. So like
that's right.
So like something like Akira would be a film. All the Space Battleship Yamato films, the Ghost in the Shell, I think, would be a film, because all of those came out theatrically. So, and there's a difference in quality. Like you have film quality, then you have OVA quality, and then you have the shitty TV show budget quality. At least back then. Now it's hard to tell.
The guy who adapted it, who directed it, a Japanese writer called Yoshiaki Kawajiri, he also did Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D. Those two. Oh,
okay. Vampire Hunter D is good. That is an OVA.
Yeah, that's classic. Have you seen Ninja Scroll, Nerdporeal? Because Dempsey's always on about. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen where they're fighting the woman with the poison. I don't how do I keep this G-rated? Don't worry about it. It's late night. It's late night. I've been talking about sex as well. So.
All right. So the poison cooch, we'll say, it gets into a fight with this rock dude, and then the hero comes in, and then that fight was insane. Like the fight was insane. That's how far I got.
Guess what, Nerdporeal? We have another special guest joining us all the way from sunny sunny Canada. It's Zaxx in a tank top.
Zaxx's shoulders. What's up?
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I feel like I'm in traffic.
Me too. I feel like Mrs. Wacky's actually just walked past. It sounded like a car went past me. What's going on?
Busy straight by me.
Are you okay? Oh, she's okay. She's good. Sorry, guys, don't mind me. Go for it. Zaxx, you're here. Your shoulders are here to take over and support the stream. Thank God.
I was going to tell you about a buddy of mine who lived in Korea, South Korea, obviously. The good Korea. And he told me a story about when he taught English that you can go to get your haircut for equivalent of $10 Canadian and get a blowjob and a haircut. And I thought, I really want to go to Korea.
Me too now. Let's go. Right now, Zaxx, come on.
He could have been making it up, I don't know for sure, but he certainly told me that story, and it inspired the dreams of Asian travel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I did not see Wicked City, surprise. But I give it a...
No worries.
I give it a 7.5 for nudity, mostly.
10 out of 10 for nudity for me.
So, Zaxx, did you see Little Mermaid by any chance?
No. You?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I'll never see it.
Miss Martin Muses, nice to see you. Good evening to you. I can't believe you just brought up Little Mermaid. What are you trying to do to this stream, Nerdporeal? How dare you?
I'm trying to bring in the viewers. I'm trying to bring in the viewers.
Get those numbers up for Little Mermaid.
It's not even out. It's not out in Japan yet. What a shame. What a shame.
Eventually, Gray, you'll get to see it. Don't worry.
Yeah, especially the animation, the CGI animation of Sebastian, the crab or lobster, whatever he is, out of this world, literally. Like whoever made that was from outer space.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like the Lion. I've saw like images. It's like the Lion King. You can't emote real animals that well, or CGI looking animals. That's why the animation. That's why classic animation works.
Okay.
As opposed to what this live action crap that they're trying to do.
The classic version is so much better. I saw that years ago. The animation is really good in that. The proper, Disney animation.
Yeah, and the storytelling too. Now, who knows what they're going to ruin next? It's always, wiggle the dice, throw it, and whatever the next thing is. I'm completely done with franchises in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's a great video about not watching Little Mermaid? Is Copa Catania.
Oh
yeah, I've seen it. I watched it. Very good.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Copa's going for it at the moment. He's on fire, isn't he, with his videos?
He is. And he should be live streaming very soon. Very soon.
As the siren goes past again, we have another guest coming in, Zaxx. Can you guess who it's going to be?
Shieldwall.
Dun, dun, dun. How you doing, man? Shieldwall, can you hear me? Just checking my mails in case there's a fire.
Sorry. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you, sir?
Pretty
If you can tell us about Korean barbershops or Japanese ones.
Okay, so it is a true thing. And back in the 90s, it was so bad, you couldn't get a regular haircut. There were no... If you were outside the base, guys would go out there and be like, hey, I want to get my actual haircut. You couldn't do it. Exactly. You had to go miles from the base to get a real haircut.
I want to go to Korea.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like in the late 80s, it was all Korean. And then later on in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was all the top tier stuff with Russian. So Russian chips.
Guys, we have a question. Sorry to derail. We've got a question from Dempsey asking. This is an actual question. Will any of you watch Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken? I don't even know what that is. So
it sounds cool. Like the name of it, right?
Hand-drawn animation is easier to make anthropomorphic, says Dempsey. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know, Dempsey, about that one. Is it a new movie? Nerdporeal, what you like?
Hey, Brian, are we going to hear gunfire?
I know.
We can if you want. Where are we? I've got some somewhere. Thanks to Zaxx. Actually, no gunfire, sorry. Rocket fire.
What's that?
Yeah. Explosions are explosions.
Explosions are awesome, aren't they?
Yep.
What was that from? What movie's that or whatever?
That was Punisher Warzone. We reviewed it last week when me and Zaxx talked about it, and Zaxx got some awesome clips from it.
Cool.
Guys, speaking of clips, I was building this up before. Do you want to see the naughty one? Do you want to see the... this is not from Wicked City, unfortunately. This is from Urutsuko Legend of the Overfiend.
Hey, it's your channel, whatever you think you can handle.
Now, this is the censored version, thankfully. Not the uncensored one. I daren't do that. But yeah, this... If you never see this film, guys, out there, ladies and gentlemen, Legend of the Overfiend, look out for it. It's very hard to find. It's insane.
I remember that one. Gray, you've shown me that one quite a few times, and I appreciate it every time.
Yeah, I've seen. I was like, where have I seen that before?
Did I show the... Hey, Copa.
So I have a question. Is it South Korea or North Korea? We have to get the correct Korea.
No, it's South Korea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, well, there goes my flight plans and trips.
You probably don't want to get one in North Korea. They'll eat it.
Okay, but follow me here. They might appreciate the protein in North Korea.
True. That's what
true.
I was going for. Because I'm a giver.
Jesus Christ.
Gray.
I'm too pure for these streams, Zaxx.
Hi, Gray. You wholesome.
I am.
Host you.
It's all the front, Copa. You know that I'm the worst one here. I'm that old goblin Yoda hentai guy from from Wicked City.
Yeah. So, the one that you said looked Italian. I'm here to pick a bone with you on that one.
Ooh.
His name is Giuseppe. Giuseppe.
No, he does look like one of my uncles.
Perfect.
He looks like an old Japanese priest, like, shrunken down his age 200 years.
He's got like an egg-shaped head.
He did, yeah.
It was weird.
Oh, but do you watch anime?
Yeah, I watch anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hentai, the tentacle stuff, all of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guys.
I've watched anime since high school.
Ooh, wow.
But I'm not into like a lot of the popular stuff, like Dragon Ball Z. I never watched, or
we never had it, Copa, in the UK. It's such a shame.
No, yeah,
No.
like I never got into
Limited.
Pokemon or Digimon or any of that stuff. But like the same director who did this, one of the first animes I ever watched was Demon City Shinjuku, and he directed that too.
Yes.
And that was like one of my first ones I've ever seen, before Akira became a thing in my life. But yeah.
Demon City, it says, was 88. I don't know if that's true or not.
Brian, are you dead?
I think he's muted himself because of the traffic. He was saying it was really quiet when he started, but it turned into like Le Mans, the race course or something. I've got a question from Dempsey. Sorry, not a clarification from Dempsey about he was talking about Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken is basically a clap back at Disney and TLM. It's a story about a mermaid villain from DreamWorks. It looks like TLM should have looked, actually. So it looks like the proper version of the Little Mermaid. Okay. Copa, my favourite bald Italian guy wearing a blue shirt, says Dempsey. There we go.
I picked the right shirt today.
And Copa, your wife's asking, is the BJ and the haircut at the same time? That is a question. So
That is a good question.
I put it in the chat. So basically, the barber pretends to cut the hair, and you have an oversized like apron, whatever that thing's called, to where so it'll, like a regular barber will put that on you, but it's big, it's oversized, and then the helper is underneath that. So if you look in from the street, it just looks like normal.
But what about my haircut?
Yeah, well,
I have to go to another place for a haircut?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You couldn't find a place that they don't know how to cut hair. I mean, you might, like, originally when it first started up, I think they did, but as it developed, what's the point of hiring an actually skilled barber? They're not going to be doing anything, and that's not what people are there for. So, besides, you really, they'd be like, "Hold your head still," and you're like, "Which one?" And so,
did they give you a trim down below as well while they're at it?
I don't know. I've heard some stories though.
Do you think that's why there's only one Asian haircut? Because, like, really,
it's the bowl on the head and cut around.
Right. That's all you get.
Wait till I say Zaxx. Why say Zaxx? I have my hairstylist is very cool, and he's cool, man. He plays guitar as well.
Does he actually cut your hair?
He does. Yeah, believe it or not. This is not a wig. It is real. I'll just take it
Okay,
off
so this isn't this. So this is just exclusively Korea.
Right. In Japan, you get really like good haircuts, and I'm not, good haircuts. It's the second best place I've ever had a haircut. The first place was in Turkey. They kind of invented the barber shop there. So,
really, I had no idea.
Shieldwall, have you ever visited the Grand Bazaar?
No, I was in the eastern part of the country. It was like in the middle of nowhere, but it was still a town there.
Okay.
But anyway, I went to the barber shop, and yeah, it was really good. They use a straight razor, to trim up your neck and everything, and yeah, see, angry Canadian, best barber's been in Japan. Yep, they really know how to give you.
Where's the worst barber?
Let me think here.
Manchester, maybe.
No,
where I used to live.
Well, do the Japanese barbers give reach-arounds at least?
No, but they give you like neck massages and stuff, which is and scalp massages, which is pretty good. But
They're
very
really good.
Meticulous about it. The Philippines was a good haircut. That was another place that you probably could have got like a little extra on there if you wanted. You went to the right place. But I was a kid when I was there, so they were very meticulous. Though they just use scissors. They don't really use razor. At the time, they weren't using like actual clippers, and so it took forever, but it was a good haircut.
Yeah, that's where all this shit happened.
Yeah,
was the Philippines. They were extra meticulous with my head.
Angry Canadians saying white people can't cut hair. Yeah,
Shots fired.
That is kind of true.
That is true.
Really?
The best haircut I ever got was at a black barber shop. I just decided to stop one day in this black barber shop, and they had pictures of Obama everywhere. Nice. And I was like, uh-oh.
Did they buy $50,000 worth of hot dogs?
Yeah, there was like 50,000 worth of hot dogs in the back. and they all kind of looked at me like, what's this white boy doing here? And I'm like, I'm getting a haircut. Anyways, and yeah, it came out super fly, I had a nice fade going. They did my lines right.
Yeah, and if you like a lot of the guys I served with that were black, they would only go to one barber, and they wouldn't let anybody else touch their hair but that one guy that had to know how to cut black people's hair, because you can really mess it up bad if you don't know what you're doing, because it'll be it isn't like they can just comb it over or something. No, for real.
Japanese comb over is awesome, by the way.
Yeah. There's not a lot of fixing you can do with that.
I've got one.
You've taken some away. So, what's John saying? He came home with an afro.
It's true.
But I went home on leave one time to see my grandmother in Akron, and she took me to the barber school because you can get a haircut there for a lot. And although you're risking, you're taking your life in your hands there because they're students basically. So it says right there, they're not graduated or whatever. But I got a good haircut there too, and all those students were black, so it was good.
Yeah, you're supposed to whisper black.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not a stereotype, but it kind of is. You know what I mean? But yeah, good haircuts.
That's not true because it's not a stereotype because they had like 3 or 4 movies about a barbershop with Ice Cube.
That is true.
So,
and there were a lot of guys I served with that because taking care of their hair was so important, and it was kind of, they didn't want to risk it. They had all their friends had like clipper sets and all this stuff. So some of these guys had like little like basement businesses where you could go have them do your hair for
Jesus,
you, like,
Brian.
or whatever.
Brian, I'm sorry, mate. I've muted you temporarily. Just let me know if you wanna talk. You stay in there. You hang on, man. You hang in.
Wait, did he stop and get like hot dogs and stuff while we were talking?
yeah, $50,000 worth.
No, he's drinking a soda.
Brian, what did you buy? You're unmuted now, mate. What did you buy?
You'd be happy. I bought a iced matcha tea from Dunkin' Donuts.
Iced matcha. Nice.
Yeah, there's a
So
big hot dog stand over there. I passed up, so I'm just walking. I'm just drinking, walking.
Drinking and walking. Guys, to bring it back to the movie, to Wicked City, I know even if you haven't seen it or not, what do you think about Japanese... Just let me mute Brian again. Sorry, Brian. Temporarily. What do you think about the Japanese penchant for putting in, they call it gratuitous nudity. It gets a lot of flack these days, saying, it was over the top and it's misogynistic. But if it serves the plot, if it serves the story, is it okay?
Well, yeah, if it serves the plot, absolutely. And if it's superfluous, who cares?
Thank you, Shieldwall.
Yes, I was about to say, like, who cares? It makes it better no matter what.
Yeah.
We need more toxic masculinity driven films.
The male gaze.
Yes, and not the kind.
The gaze.
It's with the Z, not with the Y.
It's Happy Pride Month, by the way, guys. Male gaze. Yeah.
Not
Did you say
that there's
gaze?
anything wrong with that.
Did you say gaze?
fine.
Gaze? Oh, sorry, I'm British. Gaze?
Yeah, that's the proper one. And then
I just don't understand why we as a culture have to shy away from like toxic male-driven films or just masculine-driven films. We like hot chicks and violence. Like, can we have more hot chicks and violence?
What's wrong with that, Copa? Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Like, I recently rewatched Commando, and they have a fight scene that breaks through a wall to where they're shooting a porno, and I'm like, well, this is the greatest movie ever made.
I love that scene.
Yeah,
I love that movie as well. That movie's a great movie.
How do you argue against a scene like this? You don't.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
It's the godfather of action films.
well, you can if you have a bunch of women in the writers' room.
Yeah, see, and that was the problem. That's problem number one. So you have to fire all the women.
Well, I don't think that's the case. You got to get the right ones in the room. Like, I bet if you let Vex loose in a writer's room, some work would get done.
I bet you if Vex and Jana churn out a story, you'd have like the ultra toxic male film. Vex, Jana, and who's that one girl you were Naomi?
Oh, yeah, Nomi.
as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Nomi, yeah, Nomi was, yeah, yep.
Yeah. Just,
Yep.
but that's about it. Like, I mean, you're hard pressed to find women.
I throw Lady B in there. There's
Yeah,
Yes.
Lady B. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep. Dude.
Angry
It's
agrees,
just-
Copa. Fire all women.
It's just like
Right,
know your fucking audience already. I mean, look at Bud Light,
Yeah.
look at Miller Lite, look at the MCU. I mean, MCU is for guys mostly. Guys read comic books. Guys watch action movies.
It
What
was.
the hell?
Yeah. Psylocke wears a one-piece G-string. Okay, so let's get that.
It's a deliberately planned attack. I know this probably sounds a bit conspiratorial, but it is. It's a deliberately planned attack to unmasculine and make masculinity and whatever toxic, which I hate that word. They're trying to take our heroes away from us, trying to take our enjoyment away from us. It's just nonsense, and it's basically to create division, which it is doing.
It's to weaken the male. It's to weaken
Yeah.
the alpha male, and to make sure that that kind of masculinity isn't presented as a certain type of strength.
Well,
You watch a movie from back then, from the 60s or 70s, and you see an actor, you see a male actor. They have presence. They have gravitas. You know, the original series actors of Star Trek, they had gravitas. Nowadays, you don't see that with younger people. You don't see that. Nobody has the opportunity, especially young men, to have these awesome roles, to have these awesome stoic, roles where they're confident and like a Clint Eastwood, like the Fistful of Dollars or something like that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Tom Cruise still does Nerdporeal. Only Tom Cruise, maybe, at the moment.
Yeah, everybody's emasculated now. And it's not fun to watch. It's boring and it's cringe.
And Tom Cruise makes money, so he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
That was a good movie. Top Gun.
Yeah, it's great.
And here's the thing about it. This is my personal view on it. I think it's one giant shit test to see if men are going to fall for it or not.
Yeah.
And the ones that tell them, no, up yours, are the ones that are they passed the test. They're not the ones that are like, oh, gee, guys, I guess we should just listen to all the ladies. No.
Not happening.
Or some of those people that will bow down to a particular, people for crimes of the past. Right. Like seriously, grow a fucking pair.
Don't get me started on that. It's ridiculous. Dempsey's got a point here. He's saying it's an attempt to weaken the Western male, specifically, the Western male. China isn't playing that game, nor is Korea or Iran. Japan isn't either.
No, is
it a Western-based problem? Do you think? Is it limited to the West?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it's probably a psyop from China too, and other countries as well, to dump that into our country, into the West. And then on top of that, you see how we recruit our military now with all this messaging, this woke messaging, and then you see how China recruits theirs. I mean, for God's sakes, they're like telling hey, any feminine males on TV are banned now. So
I know, yeah.
And it's like, all right, based. I mean, import some of that Chinese material, dude. I kind of want to watch what you got going on over there.
And I think it's a balance, right? That people can be expressive like that if they want and do those things, but it just shouldn't be every show, every commercial. How many times do you see men driving anymore in a commercial? It's never. He's always sitting in the passenger seat, Yeah. Or look at
what I love.
I
love, Shield? Is those commercials that specifically are for like the anti-crash system, and it's always a female driving.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, logically, it does.
Subliminal messaging, though.
Yeah,
totally. She needs it.
But sit and look at a commercial and see how many times the dad is taking charge, helping change a tire, or teaching a kid something. No, they're always in the background. They're doing something buffoonish, or the woman's talking. But do you know why that is? Do you know why it is transitioned this way? It has to do with the message and all that, but it's because women buy 80% of stuff. So they've gravitated to basically advertising strictly to women now. And it's like in the old days, most of the ads were for men, so the woman would be in the background and be like, hey, don't you want your wife to, buy a new set of tires for your car so she'll be safe? Now it's, buy this safe car so your dumbass husband doesn't have a wreck, is what they're selling to women. Very few things are still directly advertised to men, like tools and woodworking and stuff. It's stuff they know there's no way a woman is going to be interested in. But if it's something that both men and women can use, it's almost exclusively going to be marketed towards women. And the way they like to do that with the feminist narrative is to make the men look stupid or weak or passive or just be there in the back. They're there, but they're not really doing anything.
What's strange, though, about that stuff is that women don't actually like guys like that. At least women I know don't like guys that are like that. But but this whole machine is trying to push them to be like the guys they don't even want.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Like, really?
I don't know any woman that was like, man, that beta over there,
Mm-hmm.
he's dreamy, and I really want to change his tires.
Exactly.
There was a commercial where some dude was like, some girl showed up and was changing the tire for him. I was like, dude, you should just turn your man card in right now. You not know how to change the tire.
Have her run you over with the car when she's done.
She wants to. Guaranteed, she wants to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Wakizashi does, all the time.
And it's a lot of I mean, there's a lot of things that go back. Maybe he didn't have a dad that showed him how to do it or something, but and I like to be reasonable and logical and more centrist than anything. So I understand that people want to express themselves and have these views and all this stuff, but there needs to be like a line, a delineation to it. Oh, is it Jacob or the raccoons?
Jacob, how you doing?
Hello, fellow toxic
Hey, Jacob.
men.
What's up, Jacob?
Toxic male.
What's up, Jacob? Killer of chumps. What's up?
Nothing much.
Nothing much.
Are you watching something in the background, Jacob? I can hear something really, really quietly, though. Is it us? Is it our stream?
Oh, it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Which episode of Twilight Zone was it? I muted himself. He's like, never mind.
That's the raccoons were in the background making their manifesto for when they take over.
We need more women on this panel. Unfortunately, I know how busy you are, Jaina. It's great seeing the chat, but she's standing up for the masculine males in the chat, saying it makes it easier for the women to find mates, to find attractive guys they want to get together with. That's a good point. And also, it's not just limited to males, is it, guys? They're trying to, what's the word? De-hot, the hot women. They're trying to take hotness out of women as well. They're trying to masculine.
I was at,
what do you call it?
I was at the mall.
So
I was at the mall this morning, and I was walking by. I think it was Victoria's Secret. They have like a screen where they show like the models.
Yeah.
Oh God, there was one that was
Lizzo.
Something like that. I'm like, what the? I'm like, what the? I'm like, seriously, what the hell? Like this is like backwards. It's like Charlton Heston says in Planet of the Apes. It's a backward civilization now.
Yeah, but here's the thing with
Fugly
Lizzo. Lizzo said that she's about to quit because of all the jokes about her weight. So I think that if we all get together and be the toxic males that we are, we can bully her into retirement real quick.
Get a move on, Lizzo. Don't hesitate. Go for it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Didn't even know she was a thing until I saw the clips from that Mandalorian episode. I'd never even heard of her, thank God. Ridiculous.
Oh. Wow, how'd you go that long? Not being able to...
Because I live in Japan and
Exactly.
they don't find huge fat women attractive for some reason.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
think there's
better?
another factor you're not bringing up, but we won't go there.
I never heard of her either. I listen to good music.
Let me shout out Dovier in the chat. Thank you so much, mate. He drops a $5 super chat saying, sorry, I haven't been around a lot. Have a cup of tea on me. I will have a cup of tea. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't have a cup of tea clip, but I do have this. Where is it? Where's me beer clip? Come on, guys. You know it's that time again.
I must have some booze. I demand to have some booze. I wouldn't drink that if I asked you. Why not? Because I don't advise it. Even the wankers on the site wouldn't drink that. That's worse than meth. Nonsense. This is a far superior drink to meths.
With Nail and I?
Yes.
Wow.
Copa, have you seen it? Because no one's ever seen it.
It's been quite some time, but yeah, I've seen it.
Fantastic.
It's been a while.
It's hard to find.
Good movie. That's
it's
a real
hard to
fun.
find.
Here in the States, I think it's still under the Criterion Collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, what's it called again?
With Neil and I.
With Neil and I. Okay.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy title.
Am I coming in better now?
ITHNA. Yes, you're good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
And I think if you have, because Criterion, they have their own app now that you can watch like pretty much their whole catalog streaming.
Yeah, they have it on Roku and all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've noticed that they don't always have all their stuff. Sometimes I think they license it to streaming services.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Criterion that is on HBO right now. So you have like all of the Lone Wolf and Cub series is on there.
Yeah, Kurosawa. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot
Cool.
of Kurosawa on there. And they have what is it? Lady Snowblood 1 and 2.
Lady
on
Snowblood.
there.
We still can't get it, Copa. There's no HBO in Japan. There's a version of it, but it's like $30 a month, and it's got half the content.
Yeah, it's not worth.
So Gray, we have to do Lady Snowblood too, since we did one a while ago.
We did do that a while ago. Yeah, wow. Sounds good to me. And we've got Dempsey saying Ninja Scroll, make the poll. He wants us to do a Ninja Scroll stream sometime.
Oh my god! Please put me on the panel for that. I don't normally force myself onto shows, but if you do Ninja Scroll, I want to be on there.
Awesome. I remember that. Yeah, no, seriously. This one I kind of did last minute, so I was actually saying I haven't seen the movie yet, Wicked City, and it wasn't really going to be a panel review thing. It was just me, but yeah, definitely. Let's do Ninja Scroll, and I will give people plenty of warning.
We can just have Zaxx give us a rating right now.
Yeah,
you haven't
Zaxx,
seen
give
it
us
yet, right?
Yeah, he's already given it. Was it 6 out of 10? Was it Zaxx?
Yeah.
It's a.
How did it make you feel to not see this movie?
To not see those breasts. What a shame.
I think based on boobs alone, I got a 7 from me.
Okay, that tracks.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah. That's a full. Oh wow. Okay. That's a full added point just for boobs. Anytime, any film, and if that puts it to 11, it puts it to 11. Like, I don't make the rules. Well, I do make the rules.
My favorite fake review Zaxx did on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. My favorite line in that whole thing was, and it had cinematography. How can you argue against cinematography? And my wife and I talk about that all the time. We always like quote that, like, well, it had cinematography, and how can you argue against that?
You can't.
You can't.
Not only that, but
good sound. The sound was good.
And true blue production design.
Yeah.
I'm stealing that line, Zaxx. Thanks for that. Thanks for reminding me, Copa.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the all-time great lines.
Angry's asking, has Zaxx seen any movie ever apart from RRR?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of movies.
Sisu. You saw Sisu recently.
I've seen Sisu. I've seen
That's
Commando.
a great movie.
That was a good one.
I saw Commando while I was Commando, so I get extra points for that.
Yeah, it's a double plus.
Predator.
Yeah, you have to be Commando to watch that movie.
Not Prey. I've not seen Prey.
Nah,
you haven't seen Prey?
Yeah, no. Prey could have been a good movie.
It could have been. It had a potential.
If it didn't have the Indian girl.
Like not only that, but like she's the reason why shit just went down. Like if she didn't, do what she did, people would be alive in that movie.
It had a lot of stuff that didn't make any sense in it. The French guys showing up, running around was just kind of
Yeah, her rocking the shit out of that entire camp was stupid as hell.
It was daft. What do you reckon, guys? They should have killed her halfway through, like really surprised everybody, like killed them to the lead. That would have been awesome. It was like, yeah, there we go.
There's a way they could have done the movie where she could have been awesome, right? But the way that she did it would have been more realistic.
Right.
It should have been way more stealth-based, those kinds of things, instead of just, I'm going to stand up and...
Yeah, the whole ending of her setting up the Predator, and first of all, they made the Predator like the dumbest being to ever interstellar travel. Yeah. Like
it's
it just didn't make sense.
Predator to...
Yeah, let's just drop in the Predator with an IQ of a toddler.
In order for the way that it ended to happen, it was like
he should have been played by Matt Damon.
Jana's comment, Copa, just laughing at that. Sorry, I'm holding a baby, or this chat will be on fire over his prey convo. Go for it, guys. Go for it.
The way that the movie ended, like how she defeated the Predator, it was like a 1 in a billion. Like he would have had to been at the right spot at the right time for all this to happen. If he's 2 inches one way or the other, it ain't working. It was just, I don't like stuff like that. That's where your plan has to be, you know what I mean? There's so much that could go wrong.
Oh. Yeah, what was worse, the Olivia Munn one or the Indian one?
Predators.
I saw Predators. That was horrible.
Yeah. Prey is better than that. I'll admit that much.
Adrian Brody?
Yeah.
autism as a superpower in this one. It was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one. Sorry, yeah, I'm thinking.
And then he put on the autistic child puts on a 300-pound helmet and knows how to work it because
of course he does.
Because he's Rain Man.
If that was made now, though, even though that wasn't that long ago, it would be a girl for sure.
Wait,
100%.
100%. Yeah, and she wouldn't have autism. She'd just be super smart.
Yep.
Right.
Jacob, go for it, mate. Jacob.
Autistic predator. All they need to do is go back in time and get that predator, get his DNA, right?
Yeah.
I stop at 2 with the.
I like 2 as well, Copa.
The second one is with
Danny Glover. He's awesome in that. It's a good movie. It's dark as fuck.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, so Bill Paxton gets killed by aliens, gets killed by Predator, and he gets killed by Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's impressive.
He got killed by the Terminator first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the first movie.
Nice night for a walk, eh?
I need your clothes. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Fuck you. Bah.
And then, dude, he went out like a badass though in Aliens. Like, he had such a good redemption arc in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes from game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? To he's covering for them. He's taking point and covering, and they get him.
They're sucking him down the floor, and he's still shooting at him. Like, he's burning his legs up.
Yeah. You want some?
Yeah.
You want some
Yeah.
Cool.
A movie that I have seen with Bill Paxton that he directed is Frailty, and that's I think from around 2000-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
Super underwatched, underrated movie.
Absolutely. 100%.
Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your Bommy's right. He did survive the tornadoes, but that poor cow didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Zaxx.
He also
2001 movie, but with Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, Powers Booth. Oh my God, Powers Booth's in it as well. I've got to watch it. Frailty, nice one.
It's outstanding. I don't know if I haven't seen it in a long time, but it sticks out as one that I don't know.
Nice one. Thanks for the rec.
Has some great twists in it, and Otis. I think the axe is named. There's an axe named Otis. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Watch it if you haven't seen it. Go check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph Dredd saying Vasquez from Aliens. You know that she wasn't even Hispanic. They could
No, she's Jewish.
No, she's I think was the name. Was it Jeanette Goldstein or something? I think was her name.
But
she plays a great role. Whatever. She's brilliant.
She's the stepmom in
Terminator and Terminator 2. They're like,
really?
He's like, how's Woofy doing? Oh, Woofy's fine, dear. Your parents are dead. Yeah. Your parents are dead.
Yeah, your parents are dead.
The finger through the eye through the bloody hell.
Yeah.
Like, whoa,
or the dad with the carton of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, such a good scene.
Yeah, the blade right through his mouth.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it still had that slasher quality that the first film was quite a bit of slasher.
Look at how much we're quoting just those movies in themselves, right? When's the last time you saw a movie that came out that was quotable like that? That we're quoting, we're like referencing it. It's become like a cultural zeitgeist kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where
I am all the Jedi and I am all the Sith. How about that? That's cultural, right? A lot of culture on my ass.
But if you say "game over, man, game over," you immediately know where that's from. If you say "I'll be back," if you say "stick around," let off some steam, get to the chopper. That everybody knows. Get to the chopper. It's not a tumor. I mean, just so many different, movies and stuff. And now it's all garbage. Well, most of it is.
No, it is. No, you're right. Like I can't. I'm sitting here as you're talking, and it's a good thing you're talking a long time. But I still couldn't figure out a movie in the last 10 years that has been quotable.
Yeah,
that's in the cultural zeitgeist as being something that is, hey man, this is going to be a classic one day.
Now we just get such terrible stuff that all you have to do is talk about it, and it triggers people. But I kind of want to. Yeah, I mean, but I kind of want to go back to Vasquez and why Vasquez worked
when she was a complete and total badass, and that's because she was one of the guys. You know, she was just because she looked like a dude. But
hey, Vasquez, did anyone ever mistaken you for a man? No,
Right.
Did you?
Yeah. And that's the thing is she riffs with the other Marines, and so you already know that camaraderie is there.
And
Yeah.
then you had other females there besides her. You
Yeah.
had Dozbrowski, I think was the name. That's the medic. And then you had the pilot, the
Right.
jump ship pilot. She was cool. Right. She went out like a boss too. When the door opened
She
up,
totally did. Oh,
she went for the gun.
Yeah,
you know?
she totally pulled her sidearm.
And she wiped and her blood got on the windshield, and she wiped it while she was being killed. So
to keep it clear,
keep it clean, keep it clear. You know, let's pilot.
Yeah. But
that jump ship scene too, where they drop off the
where they
that sequence is so cool. When they drop
the whole part where the drums start, when they're lining up and they go to get in and then they drop. There's another scene in Starship Troopers that's like that, where they're getting in the drop ship and they're going to drop, and the guy comes in and he's like, all right, we're going to go down and we're going to kill it. He's like, I want you to smash everything, clear the whole area, remember your training and you will live. That part, I don't know, that gets me pumped up because that's like some real speeches that you really hear if you're in the military. And then of course they all run out and get killed, but yeah, that was was another great scene. But when he did the knife thing, Bill Paxton was doing the knife thing. I heard somewhere that he didn't, he wasn't supposed to be the one. It was just going to be what's his name, the synthetic guy. Bishop was just going to do it, and then they didn't tell Bill Paxton that he was going to do the thing with the hand, and that's why he was like, "Wait, I'm going to have to shoot this today like this." And they were like, yeah. So he had never done it before they started doing that. Yeah. Of course, I think that just sped up or something somehow.
Yeah. There's at towards the end, they ramped up the speed. It looked like about maybe 15 extra % just to make it look like Bishop is
doing it really fast. Yeah. I agree.
I looked up how many movies Bill Paxton died in, and he died in like 30 roles he was in. 8 of them.
So even more than Sean Bean. Wow.
Did he survive a movie?
He survived
True Lies.
He survived Apollo 13.
He survived the Twister movie, I think.
Yeah, he survived that. True Lies.
True Lies.
What else? No, he died in all the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna say Jacob was probably doing that knife thing when he was a kid. He was like, "This is so cool."
Yeah, and he's like, "This is easy."
What's the big fuss?
And then he whipped it around and then chucked it at a raccoon. Got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Starship Troopers is another one that is. So have you seen the new game that's come out that people have been playing? It's like in early access where you're like shooting the bugs. It's a Starship Troopers game. You like drop in with it. It's all. You play on a team of 16 against the AI. There's no PvP. It's against the AI. And you have to hold this base. You get a little bit of time to build your base, and then you got to fight the bugs off and like collect data and stuff. And but the whole time there's like banners up there, service guarantee, citizenship, and people are in the chat just constantly spitting out stuff from that movie.
The desire to know more intensifies.
Right. Yes, exactly. Do you want to know more? The whole thing. And it was just, if you've ever read the actual book that it's based off of, it's an amazing book, I think. A lot of people think that it's kind of like semi-fascist or whatever, but I don't think
the Heinlein book. Yeah, I have. I just bought it myself. I do want to read it at some point.
Now, keep in mind, he wrote this in 59.
Yes,
power armor with built-in individual IR suites and comm units and radar. In the movie, they're just wearing like this crappy armor because they couldn't afford to do the actual power suits like they would.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then they tried to do it in like the third or fourth one that was direct to video, but it looked like crap.
Yeah,
it did have Casper Van Diem in it though, so that was good. But he was good in it. It was, I mean, the first one's a good movie for the time. doesn't quite age so well.
No, it's still. I think it still holds up, especially if you start thinking about are you watching a piece of propaganda, and then also that to add to that, like if you start thinking about Buenos Aires being an inside job, which I always bring up in the chat whenever Starship Troopers is brought up. If you think like Buenos Aires, like getting nuked by a comet, it could have possibly been an inside job because Buenos Aires was like a liberal town where like the richies weren't sending their kids. So if you nuke the town, then you had a bunch of people joining up in the army. So if you think about it that way, because the bugs didn't have the type of technology to huck a rock that traveled in sublight orbit to hit Buenos Aires perfectly. So if you start thinking of that too, that it was an inside job, that makes it an even more fun watch.
It doesn't really get into that so much in the book. Like the bug side, they just call them skinnies, and they're just, I think that's what they call them. Anyway, and they're just there for like the antagonist to the story. And Rico's got to, and that's the other thing is in the movie, Casper Van Dien is white, but in the book written in 1959, he's not a white guy.
He's from Buenos Aires, right?
He's from Buenos Aires. He's Brazilian.
Interesting.
Like
so they race swapped him.
Johnny Rico.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, gents, by the way, I gotta take off. My battery's running out. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, man. You're welcome.
Right.
Yeah, be safe out there, man.
Take care.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too. It's late for me here.
Well, thanks for jumping on, Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob, thanks for coming on, mate.
Jacob.
Anything you want to shout out before you go?
No, just my Twilight Zone show the Tuesday.
Twilight Tuesday sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
See y'all later.
All right,
take
care,
Jacob. Yeah, have a good one.
Take it easy. See you later. Then there were 4. Look at us.
Dun dun dun.
Hey, speaking of the animes, so I haven't seen Wicked City, but it's something I'll look at. But have any of you seen? There's 2 that I always go back to. It's Fist of the North Star. If anybody's ever seen that,
Yeah.
Right. And then there's one called Armor Trooper Votoms. It's VOTOMS, and that one has human. They're a little bit bigger than a human-sized mech, and they have a box that goes in it that's like its brain, and you pilot it, and it's a really good story. It's like set in the future. There's the intergalactic, or not an intergalactic war, but I guess it is intergalactic war, and it's at the end of the war, and there's a soldier that the story revolves around, and he's part of a special ops team, and he winds up going on a special mission. He's recruited for it because he's a good soldier, and you know what I mean, like really good at what he does. And when his team goes in there, he finds out they're actually attacking their own side. They're breaking into their own research facility, and they're trying to find this weapon. And when they get in there, he makes it in. He jumps down, and it's a cylinder. He opens the cylinder, and it's a naked chick in there.
Yes.
With like blue light around her, and she doesn't have any hair. But she wakes up and looks at him. And not to give too much, yeah, this is it right here. So he's Sergeant QV.
Cool.
Curiko QV, and then that is this one is called like a scope dog or something is the name of the one that he's behind. But that opens up, and then he can get inside. There's toys for it. It can run, it can jump, but it has like drives on its feet, so it'll like drive instead of run, so it can go faster. And it's got the guns and everything, but it's a really good story. It's like a love story. It's like a revolution story, a whole bunch of different things.
It's a TV show?
It was a TV show. It only ran for like 2 seasons, but it's really good. I mean, look at it. It's like hard science. There's no
Looks
weird
good
stuff or anything. Yeah, see, it kind of looks almost like 40K a little bit. Like
this
picture here, this
there's
big
a
picture.
definite Warhammer feel to it.
Yeah, you got like the Imperial Guard looking dudes, and then these are the mechs and stuff.
Ooh,
and that's her.
Who's this?
That's her. She's Fiona, and she's called a P1. But anyway, she's basically, I think she's genetically engineered. But the problem is that she was programmed to basically bond with the first person she saw. So she was going to be busted out of this place, and then these guys that wanted to like overthrow the government were going to have her like follow them. But she saw the main character first. So basically she's imprinted on him. And because he's an alpha Chad badass, of course she falls in love with him. And he does that with her too. So he goes on this giant mission to find her and kind of like figure out what's going on. And it's really good. And then there's the second season, they go to a jungle planet, and there's like a rebellion going on, and he gets involved with that. But so his helmet there, it's got
I like the design. Shieldwall design's pretty cool, isn't it? It's quite original.
Like 84, I think.
Yeah.
This almost reminds me of Otomo, who did Akira, like the detail and design.
Yeah, but I remember watching it on TV when I was a kid there, and that's how I knew how good it was. But so he's got the goggles, you can put them down, and then it's got the thing you plug in, so it's got like a heads-up display, but it also moves the head of the actual robot, and then it has, if you look at get a close-up of one of the robots, it has 3 scopes on it. So it's like an infrared scope, like a targeting scope, and then like a zoom, and so that thing will click around when it does it. And there's 2 different factions that are fighting, and they're trying to get this war to come to an end. And he gets kind of sucked up into the whole thing, but it's really good.
So let me shout out the chat. We have Tehelium29 was here talking about Gundam movies. They are long, but they are incredible. Cyber City 808. I don't know that one. And of course, Crime Freeman. Yeah, Crime Freeman's classic. And Triple G Comics, mate. Nice to see you. Good morning to you. How are you doing there?
Punk Waddle knows what's up with the scope dog.
Punk.
Which is one of the types of it's one of the standard types of the mechs. But anyway, that one I liked a lot, and I liked Fist of the North Star. I had every book except book 16, which is the big battle he has. Yeah, I had them all.
You can't find it? You can't find it today?
No, it was too expensive.
Oh.
But you could buy try to buy the whole set. And
Brandon,
going back, into the way back machine here, Brandon.
Yeah, I used to have a bunch of Gundam, like you put them together like models, and they could pose them and stuff. But this is back in like 1990. I don't know what happened to them. I've moved so many times since then.
Now I've only seen Fist of the North Star, the film.
Yeah, me too.
The anime movie.
So it's a manga, it's a TV show, and it's got multiple sets of movies.
Okay, so
there's a live action, but it's complete garbage.
Yeah, I tried to watch that and I couldn't finish it.
Yeah,
but is the TV show worth watching?
Yeah, it tells more of the story. It has some decent parts to it. The manga is really the way to go. That's where the story really has the most heart, and plus it can take its time doing it all. But it's set in a post-apocalyptic thing, and basically the guys that came up with the story thought they saw Mad Max and they were like, this would be cool, but with like martial arts and stuff.
There was so much of that in the 80s, wasn't there, Shieldwall? Yeah, There's so many not just Japanese, but things were post-apocalyptic wasteland worlds. Yeah,
if only they knew.
Yeah, if only they knew where we'd be. Golgol 13, shout out by Tehilin. That's a great James Bond, Japanese version of James Bond. Sexy as well, very good.
Yeah. And then there's some like 70s ones that went into the 80s, like Cobra, where he had an arm that was a gun. That one had a lot of hot chicks in it and stuff. Lupin, Sansei Lupin the Third, he's like a burglar. That one's kind of funny and really cool. Those go from the late 60s all the way up till just the mid 2000s, I think. That's got there's always like hot chicks in that one too.
Some of the 1970s Japanese anime, of course it's dated, it's aged, but the animation's always good, Shieldwall, isn't it? And it's they don't care about PC, political correctness in there. Really, they are good. They're worth a look if you can find them somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Lupin's funny.
Yep. And then Space Battleship Yamato and
Yamato.
Yeah. So I don't really not tied into like all the new stuff. but I guess you have to get into it. If you get into it like as a teenager, that's like what really resonates with you.
So Copa, you've talked a bit about it. Zaxx, can I get your thoughts? Any like anime you were into, or any particular, not just series, a movie that really caught your eye back in the day?
Well, Akira, obviously. Vampire Hunter D.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
That was a good one too. I watched a lot of Evangelion for work, actually, so that was all right. I honestly couldn't follow some of it, but there was a lot to watch, so I did enjoy that. But a Ninja Scroll, like a lot of the classic stuff, is kind of what I would watch, and then Studio Ghibli as well. They were, because they were available here. Like we didn't have a lot of anime at that point options, and so you could buy whatever tapes the one Japanese store we happened to have, and then copy and trade them, or we would get the odd movie in the theater here, but not many. But it's crazy now. It's everywhere. It's what my my older boy he reads manga all the time. He watches anime. All of his friends watch anime, read manga. They don't read comics. They don't give a fuck about Marvel. They don't care about Star Wars anymore either. It's what they're into, and there's enough of it. They don't need to be desperate enough to watch what Hollywood's producing for them.
Feels like it's peaking at the moment. Would you reckon manga and anime? It's absolute peak, isn't it? I think compared to like 10 years ago.
Well, it's exposure.
It seems to be.
It's exposure. I
The
think
exposure is massive.
American, normie didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then everything is so garbage now that they're looking for something else, and just word of mouth is spreading it. Like how good this is. People are going back and looking. Plus, with the internet and the way things are, it's easier to get a hold of stuff now than it ever has been.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Very good. Accessibility, is much easier. Dempsey's got a hot take, guys. Hot take. Ninja Scroll over Akira over Princess Mononoke.
I say flip Akira over Ninja Scroll, and he's got it. Akira, Ninja Scroll, and then Mononoke.
Me too. I go that order.
How about Nazca the Wind?
Nazca.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that one. I've watched Mononoke is my favorite.
But there's an entire manga
Ghibli
series for that Nazca. It's way more than the movie. Like,
well, that's the same with Akira. Akira's got what, 6 volumes to the manga?
Yep. Yeah. Is that the movie or the?
Oh wow!
This is the manga. I had no idea about this Shieldwall.
Oh,
the director, is it Miyazaki Hayao? He actually did a manga of Nausicaa. It's insanely huge. Ladies like me, there we go. Right. Just show you a little bit inside. Oh my god, it's left to right, or is it right to left? Japan, what's going on with that? But it's black and white, but the detail is great, and it's the storytelling more than the detail, more than the art. The storytelling's so good. It's beautiful.
Right.
It expands on the movie, doesn't it, Well, it goes into a lot more depth of the story, of course, because it's, I think, 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages, Zaxx. Can you believe it?
That's a lot. Yeah. And things like One Piece are, he's watching, and I can't, there's no way I can watch that with him because it's just too intimidating to start that.
It's over 1,000 episodes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like over 900 episodes or something like that.
Insane.
Yeah. Like someone was like, "Oh, you got to watch One Piece," and I looked at the episode count, and I was like, "I'll never watch this in my life." It's way too much.
Yeah, it's like
it's like Berserk. Like Berserk is intimidating for me to get into.
Me too.
Because I'm just so far behind. Like if I started today, that's what 130 volumes, and I really want to. I watched the show, and I've seen a couple of the movies, and I really like the story that's going on, but it's still going.
There's just maybe the only way that you could get into it is if you read it to your daughter as a bedtime story.
Okay. Well, now we're talking.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Maybe I will read her Berserk.
Yeah. Hey, same with me.
Or the Conan films.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Read the Robert Howard Conan, the classic pulp novels.
Conans.
Yeah. Yep.
I've got I'm sharing my screen here, Gray. I want to show something here that just to sort of this accentuates how big anime and manga has become.
Cautiously hovering over the share button. Here we go.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
What do you mean by big?
So this is Israel Adesanya. He's the middleweight champion in UFC, like top 5 pound for pound fighters, best fighters in the world.
Oh.
And he is absolutely obsessed with anime to the point where all of his like pre-fight stuff, it's all from Naruto, and he practices these different like forms and hand signals he does. I'm gonna take that, but like this is how he starts his fights. He legit represents anime in everything he does. It's his thing, and he's very like he wants people to watch it. He wants people to get into it, and he's not shy about sharing it. Like these hand things. That's Naruto, I believe.
Yeah, but that goes back to more mysticism. Like ninjas were doing that in like the old 70s ninja
Shieldwall
stuff.
Yes.
But look at this guy. He's a badass. But yeah,
come on, he beat up on a redhead. How hard is that?
Well, that's true. We've all beaten up on redheads.
Yeah.
Ginger side is real.
But yeah, he's the real deal, and like you wouldn't have seen that from and he calls himself a weeb. Self-identifies as a weeb. You wouldn't see that from a guy who's a tough guy.
Yeah.
10 years ago, even, I would think.
Well, I remember when I first got into anime, I was in football and baseball, and I made sure that nobody knew I was watching it.
There you go. See?
Yeah. There's just like that was just the thing.
It was a big stigma, wasn't it, Copa, about it back in those days?
Like
it's like getting caught with comic books when I was a kid. You know,
me and my best friend, we would hang out and we would watch like all these things from Japan, but we would never tell anybody. It was almost like we were gay, but not. It was like just.
Yeah, okay.
That's how it starts, Zaxx. That's how it starts. And speaking of hand signals, I've got a clip of a ninja movie here, guys, just briefly. Ooh. Check this out. This is what it's from, I think, originally. A bit of Shokasugi. Is he flashing an Illuminati sign there at the end, Zaxx? The old eye through the pyramid thing. What's going on?
Could be.
That's him focusing his chi. Come on, guys.
I know.
We called it, Dempsey. We called it Japanimation back in my day too.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was easy for me because it came on Saturday in the morning on Sci-Fi Channel. So like Saturday morning on the Sci-Fi Channel from like 6 in the morning to about 12 noon. That's where you got like all your anime. That's where you learned about Akira. They played Akira all the time. But then they had something like Venus Wars.
Awesome.
Yeah, there was a movie called Venus Wars they would always play.
I used to watch Penis Wars, but that's a different movie, I think.
I watched Blue Gender. Blue Gender had like vaginas everywhere. Well, the enemies were vaginas.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weebosexual, says Joseph.
They look like it anyway.
I tell you what, Copa and Shieldwall, and I don't know about Zaxx because it's Canada, but you guys in the US, you were so lucky. When I was young in the UK, we got very limited access to animation. This is before like Cartoon Network and all that, whatever, different channels. But we only had a very, very few. We had Gatchaman, that we should call Battle of the Planets.
Right, that was from the 70s.
Yeah, that was about it growing up until Pokemon came out and Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because you can't say ninja in the UK on BBC.
Well,
you can't?
Wait, you can't?
Didn't used to, no. They censored it. They censored everything about that. They took ninja out of it and had no weapons. It was five minutes long an episode.
What's the reasoning? Because it's too close to the ginger anagram? Is that why?
Yeah.
Or Minga? No. Binja?
They probably thought the kids were going to try to run around and like stab each other with ninja swords and stuff.
What is wrong? What happened to the UK after World War II? It's like we
lost our teeth.
We won World War II, and I don't know. Like it was like to trade that, you guys gave up your balls or something. Like it just seems like the UK is just filled with nonsense and pussies now.
It is these days. It didn't used to be. Oh,
yeah, you used to, if you acted up back when I was there, you can get your ass kicked.
Yeah. But it just seems like it went downhill. Well, I guess it went downhill for all the Allies. Like, we just got it too good.
Yeah, it did. But when I got into all this stuff, I was living in Japan. So I saw it like on TV on first run, or you could go to a store or like stand in a bookstore and actually read this, thumb through it and read it. And, and you could read an entire book and they wouldn't say anything to you as long as you stood there, didn't like move around. And, some of the manga books aren't that big, so you can just read, go through one real quick and then put it away and then maybe buy something different. And I got to the States, and then, I don't know, it was kind of like middle high school by then, and I was busy doing schoolwork and other stuff, and it really wasn't that much on. So I didn't really pay that much attention to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or I hated G.I. Joe, the cartoon. It was garbage compared, because I'm just coming off of like, what do they call it, Robotech in America. It was called Macross over there, and it was Macross. Like, really badass stuff. And you had Gundam, and you had, the Votum show I was talking about, and Fist of the North Star. You're seeing that on regular after-school TV. He's exploding people's heads with his fist, and like eyeballs and stuff are popping out. And and then you go to the States, and they're like, I'm a real American hero, and shooting stuff with lasers, and nobody dies, and like jumping out and stuff. And I was like, all right, this is lame. And I mean, so I think it's about the age when you find the stuff and how you kind of get into it. And then it just, for me, it just kind of goes up and down, because I got so busy with my life and everything. It wasn't until just a few years ago that I was able to maybe get back in this stuff. There's so many movies I never saw because I was too busy to go see them. They had to really be good. I wasn't just going to go see some piece of crap, because all the video stores closed. Used to be you walked in a video store, wandered the aisles, and go, maybe this one looks okay. And then you'd go watch it, and it would be...
That's where I used to find my stuff, yeah. It had to be the video store, yeah.
Right. So you'd see way more obscure movies than you will today.
Especially if you went to like one of the punk rock family-owned business stores where they had a bigger section of like anime, or they would have a lot more cult classics. And that's where you would just pick it up. And the fun part was like you picked it up just based on the box art and maybe the synopsis on the back of the tape and the two pictures that they gave you, and you go, wow, that looks legit. And maybe sent out 70% of the time it was crap, but that 30% you always found like gems.
Yeah, if it sucked, you just brought it back without rewinding it.
Guys, check this out. Dwayne Muth has just shared this with us. Prince Planet, never heard of it, ran in Buffalo, New York 50 years ago. We're talking a long time ago. Look at this. How cool does this look?
Yeah, that's Adam.
Prince Planet. Is it the okay, so the illustration of Adam.
Yeah, it's just Adam. Just like Speed Racer, which was another great show. But look at the art. Look at the one where he's...
the Japanese title is Papi. Papi, not sure what that means.
Yeah.
Papi. Look at the art, as you're saying, it's pretty cool. Black and white.
He almost looks like they modeled Mega Man after him.
Oh, yeah. Good call, Copa. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just switch his suit to blue and take off the mohawk, right?
Look at what Joseph Dredd is saying. That's another thing. If you lived in a certain kind of city, they might have an Asian population that had an Asian market, and you would go there to get different kinds of spices and food and stuff. They would often have a video section where you could get the anime and other kinds of videos.
Cool. Thanks for that.
The town that was sort of like adjacent to where I lived was called Cerritos, and they were like a majority of their citizenry was a majority of Asians, and so we would go up there, and that's where we would find like a lot of manga and haircuts.
So this is the alien enemy in Progenitor. So I was not making it up. Like this is the enemy.
There's a scene like this a little bit in Wicked City.
So Zaxx, how do we take care of this enemy? How do we defeat it?
Yeah, how do you kill it?
Yeah.
See, that's why a woman has to fight it, because apparently men have no idea how to deal with this. If you read the internet,
the men would be diving in, like running up and diving in. Go for it.
This doesn't seem like an enemy to me.
They're like, the men would be like, where's the weak point? And the woman's like, I knew it. I knew they couldn't find it.
Yep, you need a big spear for this one.
Dempsey. Jennifer Lawrence has really let herself go. Ooh, shots fired by Dempsey there in the chat.
It
Nice
does
one.
look. It does look like Amy Schumer. Yeah.
Oh man.
There you go.
Alone would kill you.
That's yeah. She's it's mounting you now in that one.
Yeah, I don't understand, Zaxx. Explain this to me.
And that's what happens if things go wrong, I guess.
The hell?
Yeah.
No way.
Is that
Amazing.
Lizzo? Is that Lizzo's final form?
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, there was a horrifying enemy, I guess.
I think that needs to be a topic for the next toxic femininity show or whatever that the ladies are doing. They need to take us step by step how to defeat that monster.
How to slay the vagina?
Yeah.
Monster?
Yeah. Luckily, I was
WAP.
I'm old enough to where we actually had health class that taught us real stuff instead of nonsense like these days. So,
what did they teach you to slay the vagina back then?
Anatomy, like
they use
figure out
this.
where stuff is
Did
at.
they use this manga or this anime to teach you?
But
Is
you
it
gotta
clockwise or counterclockwise, or how does it? What did they teach you back
They
then?
didn't teach you any of that, but they, you at least know, what was what. You weren't confused.
In Wicked City, they had a spider demon. Yeah, I didn't show any clips. I had to be careful because they had her like a vagina full of teeth. It was very, very scary.
Yeah.
Check this out. You can see briefly when she's coming down, spinning the web there. That's a crazy scene. But guys, did you know there was Hong Kong made a live action version of Wicked City? This is a clip. This is a
really?
spider demon from it. Yeah, I've heard it's supposed to be quite good, but I've never seen it. 1992, called
What do you
Wicked
think?
City.
Do you think this part plays out just the way it does in the anime? Because I'll watch it.
Yeah, me too. I definitely want to watch it now, Copa.
If you go back into like hundreds of years ago into Japanese art, you see that kind of stuff where women are depicted as spiders because there's almost like a fairy tale or whatever, where this woman is weaving all these beautiful cloths for kimonos, but she only does it at night. And the guy that is getting the cloth from her, she's like, "Look, I'll make you all this stuff, but you just can never watch me do it." And so finally, he sneaks in to see what she's doing. She's actually a spider. I can't remember if it's like the moonlight turns her into her true form or whatever, but she's a spider doing it. And so she leaves because he saw her. There's a theme like that that goes through a lot of fairy tales.
Yes.
Have you guys heard of the Japanese art form called higasen? It's from the Edo period. And it's depictions of like men and women farting on each other.
Are you serious?
I'm going to put a link to the private chat.
Do it.
Of the Google image search. But yeah, it's called higasen. It's from the Edo period, and it's like dudes fart blasting women into the walls. It's really good stuff.
That's amazing.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Copy
So there
this.
it is. It's in the private chat right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think we should share it with the chat, so they get a.
Yes, let's just find a good one. Here we go. No, I never even heard about this.
Hey, that link's a little too long. Is my computer going to become a Bitcoin miner now?
It's Chris Gore's link.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Can you put that?
Should I share it?
Put that? Yeah, I
Copper?
think you should. I
Are
think
you sure?
should.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Here we go.
No, I don't think so. This is classic art, guys. This is from the Edo period of Japan.
Blowing down trees. Fantastic.
They blow
Look at
down
that.
yeah.
This had to all be drawn by the same guy.
You think it's just
It's the same dude.
Divine wind.
It's the same, like.
We had divine wind. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, how did we get here? It's those spider women demons,
Well,
isn't it?
This is what happens when you put a link in a chat.
You can even get a t-shirt.
You get a mask. You get a COVID mask.
Oh, they got t-shirts of it. Cool.
Fantastic.
Was that anything you experienced in Japan, Shieldwall? Did you see any of this
No,
art there?
nope,
Okay.
nothing like that.
You don't have any of this hanging on your wall?
No.
The true kamikaze. Because kamikaze translates as the wind of God, God's wind. Or God
I went
wind.
to a lot of museums. I went to a lot of castles and stuff, and it was nice being there to enjoy the culture and see like the countryside and everything. It's a really great country. I recommend everybody can that can visit it at least once to
I really want to. That's on my bucket list, is to visit Japan for sure.
So the Edo
Yes.
period goes up to 1868. So like this is what happens when you spend way too much time with fart jokes. Eventually, there's a Gatling gun that's invented somewhere else, and you don't know how to fucking use it because you're drawing pictures of farts. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Too busy taking a bath together as well, Zaxx. Wow. The Christians came over and they stopped all that. But anyway, guys, it's getting a bit late for you. I know. Should we wrap things up? Been going 2:20. It's been awesome. I could just keep going all night, but I know where you are, it's very late. So before we finish, let's go around the horn and see what people have got coming up. I know Zaxx has a stream tomorrow for me. Tomorrow it's Sunday my time. So is it Saturday night your time, Zaxx?
Yeah, I'm going to be on Hypnotics stream. Copa's going to be there too tomorrow.
Okay.
At 7 Central, I think 7 Central, and then 11:30, Circle of Jerks. And then so this Wednesday I want to do it's my 1 year of doing the What's Good show. And so
cool.
What I'd like to do is have people, as many people as want to that we can, come through and then talk about like one thing from the last year that they've seen that they've liked that's good, one thing they're looking forward to, and then an airing of grievances if you so choose. Something that's pissed you off this last year, we can do that too. But
I have a perfect one for that.
That's
for the grievances already. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So this Wednesday, so if you're in the chat or you're in the panel here and you'd like to come on, I will be sending out links, and I want to bring as many people through as I can who want to come through and just talk about something that's good and something that looking forward to, and airing the grievances this week.
Thank you very much. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Circle of Jerks, I like that. I think I'd fit right in that circle because I'm a big jerk.
Such a
or
funny,
I take a big jerk.
I'm on the show and it's hilarious to me. So when it gets going off the rails,
the one with Roman.
Yeah. See, like the last great. I don't know if you watched the replays, but you need to watch like the last 2 or 3 replays of the jerks because they're like classic YouTube.
What have you been doing to Roman, guys? What have you been doing
Roman,
to trying to
Zaxx needs to describe this better than I can because I was just a willing participant in the chat. But
yeah, you have to have the chat up though. When you don't watch it like big screen, you gotta watch. You gotta see the chat.
Yeah,
the chat. Okay.
And they left the chat up, so when you replay it, the chat's there too. The show doesn't really start until Roman jumps in.
Yeah.
And from an audience perspective, from my perspective, Roman gets bullied for like an hour and a half. So he asked to be on the show.
He asked several times to be on the show.
And then he gets on. He gets bullied by the panel. He gets bullied by the chat. And his knee-jerk reaction is to yell at the only black guy.
Yes. He's just lashing out at AJ for an hour and a half, no matter who said what. We're making memes backstage. I made the one with the blonde chick and the 5 black dudes. Put Roman in there. Like we had time to do that while we're making fun of Roman.
Was it on AJ's channel? Is that why he was having a go at AJ?
AJ's
okay,
channel,
he's just like that was his focus and his target.
That's not
Angry
why.
Says elderly abuse. Angry Canadian. Yeah. It was elderly abuse. And AJ was defending him too. Says Angry as well. No way.
Yeah. I was. Yeah. There were points where I was almost in tears from laughing.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed it.
But that was the week before last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this last week's was good too.
Yeah.
With the cannolis.
Yeah. Yep.
So that goes off stream because Mrs. Cannoli almost smacks, like goes downstairs to smack Mr. Cannoli. So that was going to be good.
What happened? Why was she so upset?
Because somebody gave a super chat or something to tell her to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, but then it devolves because it was Squeak-a-Mouse that came in.
Oh, that's the top loader. Oh, that was
the top loader stream.
That was fucking awesome. It was so funny. She's telling this story about because we got on the thing of like, oh, help me, stepbrother, I'm stuck under the sink or whatever, and
look at the dryer.
Hey, Blair.
And then Squeak was like, well, this happened to my roommate. She got stuck in a washing machine.
Oh shit!
And we were like, wait, how? And she was like, well, it was a top loader. She was standing on a stool and a cat, and she dropped something in there, her phone or something. And she went to get in to get it. The cat ran by and knocked the stool off. She fell in head first. And she's only like 4'9" or 4'2",
like 4'10" or something like that.
Something really short. Yeah. And then she didn't have any. She had a long shirt on, but she didn't have any pants on underneath, like nothing. And that like went down around her head. And then so Squeaka had to help her get out of there. But this plays out slowly throughout the chat, so we have to we have to get the information out of her.
Yeah,
and, strangely excited here.
Yeah. So and then people are making jokes the whole time, and then I'm putting stuff in there like front or top loader washing machine master race.
Yeah.
But then, like, didn't someone get their toe stuck in a toaster?
Yeah. Then somebody was like, "I got my toe stuck in a toaster." And we were like, How did you do that?
Yeah.
And so it was completely off of the rails. And
those are both streams now.
Yeah, it was completely like off the rail. And it was that one was really funny. The one with Squeaka when she was talking about.
Yeah. So if you want to get to the really good stuff, wait till skip to when Squeaka comes in.
Yeah.
Her friend desperately didn't want help because she had no underwear on. And she was ass in the breeze, face down in the top loading washing machine.
It's a top loader stream.
There was a lot of jokes that I can't remember because they were so good.
Yeah.
But and Nos was in there, and Nos, he was him, and I'm trying to remember who else was in there. There was a bunch of people.
Dildo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sentient Dildo.
Sentient Dildo and Nosferatu. Those two, their comments are fantastic.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, it was great. It was anywhere. It was awesome. It was so funny, and I don't think I joined till like middle, maybe almost the end.
Yeah, and, it was wacky even from the beginning, but then when Squeak and Mouse started dropping that story slowly, like throughout the stream, and people had
because people would be like, "Well, wait a second, what are you talking about?" So then she'd have to give more intel. What do you mean a cat was involved? A cat named Ghost?
Right. Like it was like the JJ. It was a JJ Abrams of chats because she had all these mystery boxes that she would leave.
She did.
Everybody questioning. Everybody would want it.
Hey Trip, how you doing? Shots fired at Nosferatu. He put that shit in his diary. There we go.
I can't remember who else in the chat, but it was awesome. And again, that was another one that I was laughing so hard.
I think everybody on this panel except for Gray and most of the chat that's in right now was in that chat. Like, I don't know if Blair was, but yeah.
Well, Blair probably watched it on his crystal ball.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's what I got coming up.
That's right. That's cool.
Well, all I'm saying is it's basically a long-winded ad for how good that show is.
Yeah.
Bless you, Shieldwall.
It's perfect for late at night because like people just start losing their minds.
Yes, it is that. It's the thing where you're hanging out with your buddies and you've been out for too long, and everything just starts to become funny, and then someone does something stupid, and it goes from there.
Yeah.
Right. That usually involves a top-loading washing machine.
In this case, it does. Yeah. I don't know
guys, it kind of sucks for me a little bit because I say it's like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So when it's late at night for you, you're all like, whatever, drinking or having a good laugh. I'm kind of like, oh Jesus, I really want to, be part of this more. Oh fuck it, I just open a beer. 2 o'clock doesn't matter, does it?
That helps.
I didn't have anything to drink, and it was.
Oh no, not necessarily need to drink.
Yeah,
I'm an alcoholic, Shieldwall, so what can you say? Copa, mate, what have you got coming up on your channel, or what streams are you going to be guesting on?
So I will be on Hypnotic with this guy above me tomorrow, and after that, I'll be on Triple M on Monday, and then head on over to Premature Ejection on Flacid's new channel, Fanarchy. So I'll be there.
Premature ejaculation sounds good to
Premature
me.
ejaculation. So, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be reviewing John Wick 4 here soon. Because I still haven't seen it. It came out in a weird time where I couldn't go to the movies anymore because Jana was pregnant. So I'm going to catch up with it and do my review. And then, yeah, I'm having a live show here debuting in the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for that.
Now, when you say the next few weeks, that doesn't help anyone. So let's be more specific. Could we say tomorrow?
No.
Sunday. This Sunday, Copa's going to debut his live stream.
No.
Zaxx, can I see a
7
quick
p.m.
favor?
Central.
Zaxx,
Copa's
sorry,
channel.
man. Can you drop the link for the Hypnotic channel? That's okay. Someone's
yeah.
asking for it. I'm not sure which one it is, sorry. Cheers. Thanks, Joseph. Joseph Dredd for asking for that. Yeah. Link for the Hypnotic channel.
Yeah.
And Jana was saying, if you don't mention your show,
I just did. My God. Like,
check out Copa's Little Mermaid non-review. It's awesome. Definitely.
Oh, thank
Check it
you.
out.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
And Sisu as well. Sisu.
I wanted to make sure everybody understood that I was not going to be watching this movie. And I gave my top 5 reasons why, and they're very rational.
If you like your sarcasm hot, check out Copa's reviews. Definitely. It's awesome, mate.
Yeah.
Really good. Okay, Shieldwall, you don't have a channel, do you? But you do guest around. You get around. You're all over the place. Where are you going to be next?
I got some stuff coming up. Well, first off, is this live stream thing you're going to be doing? Is it going to? It's not going to be like what day of the week is it going to be on?
It's going to be on Sunday.
Okay, awesome. All right.
This Sunday at 7 p.m. Central.
Well, no, it's just because so many people that I like to watch, all their streams are starting to pile up now. So it's getting tough.
Right, I know.
I tried to do Sunday. Yeah, Sunday seems to be fairly wide open, except for MVP streams at the same time. But I mean, he's doing comic book stuff, and that's like nerdy things. So, yeah, I mean,
hey,
nobody likes comic books anymore. It's all about manga. Like, if he was doing a manga stream, I would be worried. But he's doing comic books, so I'm okay.
Every once in a while, he'll put like the old school like hot chick covers on with his camera. Yeah, so
Shieldwall face reveal.
Girl.
Yeah.
Before we go on about the Shieldwall, I want to shout out you because you are always supporting everyone in their streams, and even if there's 2 or 5 of us streaming at the same time,
yes,
like you always come by. And you always say hello, and it means a lot to everybody. Like, we do notice that. We do talk about that kind of stuff, and we do
thanks,
appreciate it.
I appreciate that. I'm just trying to keep up with Nos, really.
I mean, that's a talent.
Yeah.
Nos is everywhere, any Shieldwall like you.
Yeah, so Zaxx. I've been watching
lovely Sherry appears everywhere.
I was watching a stream the other day that I was like, I'm sure it just like popped up and it was like interesting or whatever. I can't even remember what it was about. And Zaxx pops in. I'm like, no, there's no way he's watching this person. But there he was. So anyway.
That's right. I don't know.
I can't remember what the stream was, but it was something. It was like for something that you wouldn't think either of us would be interested in, but it was just
knitting?
So random.
Was it like a live
It might have been something. I can't remember. But sometimes YouTube will go weird on me and be like, hey, check this out. Oh, yeah, that looks interesting.
I'm like, yeah.
I think it's bullshit that Nas doesn't have a Twitter. Like, of all things, he has a Discord, and nobody wants to use Discord. If he had a Twitter, maybe life would go a little bit easier for everybody. But
Twitter couldn't handle Nas. He'd be banned day one.
He'd break it. Yeah.
No, I think it would be the other way around. Nas would ban Twitter. Like, if he joined Twitter, he would end it. It would end Twitter, and he could save us all from the Twitter problems that we have. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be the hero.
He doesn't care enough. That's all.
I know. He just doesn't care.
Yeah. So on let's see, Monday, I'm going to be on with Cannoli Sasquatch, and we're going to talk about the Joker movie, which I have not seen yet. And everyone's like, "Oh, you haven't seen it?" But I was like, "Look, I know it's good, so I was saving it for when there was absolutely nothing else out there. It would be like my parachute." So
I hope it lives up to that for you.
Yeah. Did you like Taxi Driver? Did you like Taxi Driver? Yeah.
King of Comedy as well.
And Kings of Comedy. Both of them. So cool. It's a mixture of those two films.
I've seen enough reviews on it to kind of get a gist of what it's going to be like. So that's why I wanted to save it. You know, that kind of sounds lame, maybe, but
no, not at all. Copa, would you call it? Is it not the kind of movie would you rewatch very frequently? Is it? It's a kind of. Is it a one and done? 'Cause I've only watched it the once.
Oh no,
actually twice. Sorry, twice. Once at the movie theater and once at home.
I'm a bit of a movie psycho, so I've seen it 3 times, and I've seen Taxi Driver like 25 times.
Oh fuck yeah, Taxi Driver is amazing.
I mean, it's not the most happy. I've seen Requiem for a Dream probably over 20 times too. Like these are not happy.
No, that is impressive. That's hard work.
That's not like happy-go-lucky movies, but
no, especially Requiem. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, I
You're watching for Jennifer Connelly, aren't you?
I watch it for the last part of Jennifer Connelly. You know, when she's really getting wrecked. What?
Can't get much better than her.
No, I can't. No,
you can't.
It doesn't. I mean,
that is facts. That makes any movie an immediate 5, no matter how bad it is.
Exactly.
It just goes up from there.
Imagine like you order a hooker over the phone, and that's who shows up to your door. Like
I turn her away. It's too good to be true. There's somebody's got an angle.
I can't afford this.
Anyway, so Monday I'll be on that show. I'm a really bad guest because I don't have all like the info teed up and stuff. I can't remember what time it is. I think it's 6, 7 Central
it's
or something.
9 Eastern. So
okay, yeah. All right, and then on Tuesday I will be on Jacob Ironside's show, and I will be talking about 2 episodes of Twilight Zone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't have that on the top of my head. This is why I don't have my own channel. It'd be a shambles.
I think that would be great if you had your own channel, and you just didn't plan it.
Great soundtrack.
That's exactly how it would be. I've got a couple ideas kicking around for a few things, but they would. I don't know. They might be fun to me, but who knows? But anyway, that's what I got going on, and then I will. So that's it.
Cool. Okay. Well, again, guys, thanks so much for coming on. I say this is a bit of a random one. I really appreciated, especially Zaxx's review for Wicked City, which was great as usual, having not seen it. And Copa, it's always good to have you on. You're always welcome here, mate. I really appreciate you and Jane are watching as well.
She loves the way you say her name.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. I keep fucking it up.
No. No, I'm not being sarcastic. I know I'm a sarcastic dick, like 90% of the time. But she really does. She like gets little heart eyes whenever you say her name. She's like, it's the accent. Like they always the accent always gets girls. I like it. I don't know. Like
that's why I need to come to America, mate. And I think I've left it too late. I'm 50 years old and too late to do it. But it's like, is it Love Actually where they have like the British guy going to America and he's just like pulling all these really hot women? I know that's fantasy, but because of his accent, it's the accent, mate.
Oh, I think you could still. Wait, I was going to say, I think you can still pull it off.
Yes, I can, thank God.
But I do hear that if I go to Japan, I have an accent that they adore. Is that true, Gray?
Yeah, they love. I mean, we call it over here, we call it gaijin magic, and everybody's got it. Any gaijin who comes to Japan, you've got gaijin magic automatically. It just means that you will attract Japanese, usually girls, but sometimes boys as well, and you got to be careful. Careful for the old Chinko touch.
Yeah. You gotta be quick with the block. Let me just say that.
Yeah, the low block between the legs.
Yeah,
quick.
Exactly.
There's this weird cultural thing here, guys, and this is a bit of a confession. Not that I've ever done it, but when Japanese men get drunk, sometimes they go for your cock. The chinko touch, they call it.
What?
Why? It's like it's like a friendly greeting, like a grab. That's
I have hands that you can grab and shake. Like that's...
I nearly got into a fight once. Someone had to pull me back because I hadn't got used to it yet.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you doing?
You just got to be aware of it. I remember that happening. You go downtown and get drunk with a couple of buddies, and then you'd be in there drinking, everything would be cool. Next thing you know, some dude's like up in arms, and then that's when you learn don't wear shorts when you go out.
Zaxx is looking worried now. Copa's like, I'm coming to Japan tomorrow. I'm going right now. Let's go.
Right.
But yeah,
Bringing me shorts.
Look,
you know
I'm a
what?
curious fellow. So, I mean,
I've never
don't tell
felt,
me anymore. I'm wearing shorts and
I've
figuring
never
it out.
felt safer anywhere, except maybe Iceland. Nah, Iceland, those dudes will kick your ass if you get out of line. But over there, I never felt safer.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, totally. Nobody really mess with you. Yeah, it's really great place. So if you get a chance,
Yeah, they are true.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. You got to know, like, somebody has to sit you down and be like, okay, watch out for this, watch out for this. If you go in and there's like a table and you sit down and they give you like complimentary stuff, that table is going to be like $200.
Oh, something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
And by the way, guys, the Chinko touch, it's only happened the once, so it's not like it's a everyday thing, but it just surprised me. And it was a drunken, like, friendly thing, not a gay thing either. I was like, Jesus, that's a weird. If you did that in the UK, you'd get punched, you'd get knocked out.
But here's the thing, Gray and Shieldwall, you both knew what you were talking about. Like, it was like Chinko touch, and then you guys were like, oh yeah, like, we've had to deal with that before. And don't wear shorts. And it's like...
Yeah, we sound like women, don't we?
Yeah. It was the way you were dressed.
I wish I was a woman. Exactly. I'd never have my hands off my boobs if I was. God almighty.
But you know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of the few places that I've experienced like blatant racism, where they just said, hey, you can't come in here. Why not? Well, because you're foreign,
Okay, I've never had that. I've been lucky, but maybe it's a small town thing.
Well, you got it's outside the base thing.
The base,
yeah. Used to people going in there and getting drunk and tearing place up, it will definitely happen.
Angry who's lives in Japan, well, he's saying, I've never had that experience. What bars were you been going to, guys? Just a regular bar, man.
Well, see, this happened way like back in the 90s too, so it might have just been a thing of that period, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I was asking for it. Maybe it was the size of my package that attracted him. I don't know what it was.
Well, I think that's what they're interested in.
Sorry, guys. On that note, I know we've been closing the stream for like 20 minutes.
But I think that's what they're interested in. Is they want to like check. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of.
No, I made fun of Mrs. Sassy for taking an hour and a half to close out her stream because it was so high estrogen. And here we are, been trying to close out the stream for the last hour and a half.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's totally different.
We're talking about dudes grabbing other dudes' junk.
That's right.
Don't wear shorts.
Don't wear shorts, right? Yeah, this is totally high tea.
You better finish, I would say. You better finish that then. If you're going to touch it.
I know, yeah. Don't be like, don't start something that you can't finish.
Oh, man.
Double meaning to that as well.
Exactly, yeah. But well, hey, thanks for opening us up, Gray.
Thanks for coming on, Shieldwall. You're always welcome, like Copa, Zaxx as well. Yes, anybody out there. I was surprised. I thought I was going to get 20 people jump in, but luckily only a few came in, because it's always a bit risky, isn't it, putting it in the live chat. I know that, but
you never know.
Yeah, good fun. But there's only decent people in the chat. What am I talking about? Only good people are here, apart from that one person who voted Gray in the stream. No, I'm joking. Okay, where are we? A final clip before we go. Speaking of sexy women, American women, and hot American Texan men.
Someone I can talk to in bed. A good sense of humor. Not afraid of sex. A Texas oil man. Aggressiveness. Outdoor type. A rebel. Young. You.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You, Zaxx. You, Copa. You, Shieldwall.
6.
I just missed like 20 comments. What happened? Hey, 6, how you doing? You take care. So, good evening, good night. God bless you. Well, we're going to say something before we finished. You good?
I was just saying, hey, 6 is in the chat.
6 is here, just as we're closing off. Oh, my God. Anyway, better late than never. Great to see you. I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. Good night. Matane.
Night.